The Darkenfold Forest holds many secrets in her deep recesses and dim hollows. This Castles and Crusades tale whispers and wanders amidst the ruins of two abandoned villages, a sullen, silent manor, and an odd gloom that touches the mind and the soul, leaving no one unaffected. Nothing is as it seems in the dogwood, an especially tenebrous, twisted tangle within the heart of the Darkenfold. Growing disquiet and twisted dreams eventually overcome those brave or foolish enough to seek the source of the brooding malevolence. Which of our characters will survive to see the end of this dread tale? This is Blood and Briar, a dark adventure by Grace Carras. All right, welcome, friends. Welcome back. We made it back. Technology has not conquered us yet. I mean, it's really early in the stream, so I don't want to jinx us, but so far. And by we, I mean me, because the other people they're all backstage primping and, nervous and scared at the hundreds of viewers, thousands of, yeah. So welcome back to Blood and Briar. This will be session number 2. Super stoked. I'm Wiley Hobbit. I'm your host. And super stoked to be playing some more Castles and Crusades by Trollord Games. And that's what this is really all about. We're part of the Summer of Siege, Summer of Castles and Crusades gaming. And we're playing an adventure entitled Blood and Briar. And it's actually was written by Grace Carras. She's one of the trolls. She edits, she handles their socials sometimes. She reads from the Codex of Aihrde on the TLG Twitch channel. She plays, she castle keeps. She's a woman of many parts, and she's also an absolutely phenomenal writer. And she wrote us, well, she didn't write it for us, but she wrote us, all of us, a little adventure called Blood and Briar. If you do want to get that, you can actually find it. It's published in the Trollord Games Crusader magazine, issue number 29. You can find that on the Trollord Games store. So, yeah, if you want that, if you want to run that and subject your friends to this horrific, scary, evil adventure, I recommend you do so. We are going to be giving away a $10 Trollord Games coupon for their online store. So if you need, and you do, more Trollord Games content, books, adventures, swag, cool-looking coffee mugs, awesome leather backpacks, whatever you need, you can apply that $10 gift coupon to the Trollord Games store, and I will start that giveaway as soon as I can figure out how to start that giveaway. So I'm going to press the start giveaway button, and then hopefully in a couple of minutes something will show up in chat, and we'll be giving away. So you'll be just, type in, I don't know, something. Yeah. Giveaway. No, that's not it. Hang on. What is the command to do the giveaway? There we go. Yeah, it's exclamation point TLG giveaway. And hey, Wilson's here. Hey, Dave. How are you, buddy? We may or may not have been speaking about you backstage before the show here, before the game. So it's not a show, it's a game. But we may or may not have been talking about you, buddy. But wish you were here, man. Hope you're well. So the giveaway is open. Yep, Carnage is in there. Very good. And so let me get into this thing. Recap session 1. We are playing in the Darkenfold Forest, which is one of my favorite corners of the lands of Ursul in the world of Aihrde, which is the campaign setting world that Stephen Chenault and his brother Davis cooked up many years ago, 25, 30 years ago, for the Castles and Crusades game. And the Darkenfold is a particularly nasty, dark, evil, scary place. Let's just put it that way. And then we are actually playing in a particularly even more scary, dark place, the Dogwood region of the Darkenfold. And to start things off, the party met a stranger in the Longhouse. It's an inn/tavern in the tiny little Thorpe village of Greenbriar, nestled along the Westerling River in the Darkenfold. You can see there the map on screen. Greenbriar is kind of center left along the river. Um, and so in the longhouse, they met this stranger seated by himself in a tap room full of locals, looking particularly distraught, careworn, a little torn and tattered, even though he was wearing some pretty fine threads. And so they, of course, like any good party does when the castle keeper throws out a hook that delicious, they went to sit down and talk with this fellow to discover that he's the attendant to the Von Brecht Manor, the Von Brecht family. They have a manor on a hill on Heth's Perch. You'll see due south of Greenbriar on the map. And he described a very, very horrific scene whereby a group of cultists assailed the Von Brecht Manor and caused no end of chaos and carnage, and they attacked, and it was scary in a manner of speaking. Yes, Dave. And they were screaming, praises to Orndal, the Red God, who's really bad, really, really bad. He's like the chief architect of evil in the world of Aihrde, the first god to attempt to stand up to the All-Father, and stand up he did. And so this cult assails the manor and scatters its occupants, which include the sort of the butler, the main attendant of the manor, and the Von Brecht family, Dietrich, Anna, and their young son of just 8 seasons. His name is Pieter. And Bernard raced through the dogwood to Greenbriar to escape, very, very distraught, upset, scratched, and bruised and battered. And he basically appealed to the party's good nature. And of course, every adventuring party has a good nature, right? Am I right? And they have agreed to go to the Von Brecht Manor, look things over, see if they can find the family, in hopes that they're somewhere in the dogwood, on their way to Greenbriar, back at the manor. The one thing that seemed most troubling, actually there were a couple of things, is the Bernard mentioned a one-eyed female elf was kind of this leader of this cult, and she wielded a wand of great malevolence, is sort of how he described it. And he was like, you have to destroy that wand. You have to drive the cultists away, kill them if you need to, destroy the wand, find the family. And he promised them a small, emphasis on small, fortune. His kind of what he called, I guess, his nest egg. He lives actually not at the manor. He lives in one of the small towns near, kind of below Heth's Perch, Roslo and Kesham. He lives down there, but he takes care of the family, and he's got a little nest egg in his quarters in the manor. And he said, please, if you could, please help them. I will give you, all that I have, my little nest egg. And he gave them the key to his quarters in the manor and said, please avail yourself, whatever you can find. And sort of side promise that maybe the family, albeit the dogwood forest is fallen under some kind of curse or something, but the villages are now abandoned over the past couple of years, and it's a dark tale, really. But the family loves their manor, loves their home, and does not want to leave it for anything. And so he's stayed with them all these months and couple of years since darkness befell the dogwood. The one thing that he did emphasize was to never leave the trail. There will be a trail that extends from the old post road as you leave Greenbriar to the east. Take a right, follow that trail, but don't stray from the trail. The dogwood is gone feral, cursed, I think was the word he used. Don't stray from the trail. Dangers, horrors, abound in this just terrifying forest. He barely made it, back to Greenbriar by all accounts. Don't leave the trail. And so on their way to the villages of Kesham, Roslo, and the manor, the party followed the directions, found the trailhead toward their destination, the manor and such, and plunged deep into the thicket. The Darkened Fold is an interesting forest. It's taken its name from this type of oak tree, the species of oak tree that has this gray, blackish, ruddy, thick bark that actually, when you have a campfire or a torch or a lantern, the bark of the trees sort of reflects a little bit, and will, kind of reflect the light. Not these oak trees. They actually absorb and drink the light so that light sources only shine half their usual distance. And this forest is loaded with these big, old, ancient oaks. And as soon as they plunge off the post road onto the trail to the manor and the villages, within 100 yards, they're just in a thicket. It's basically barely wide enough for the party to get their squeaky cart pulled by a donkey named Dinner. More about that later, I'm sure. Barely enough, just wide enough of a track, partially overgrown. It's a whole trek, kind of like half movement ish, but the thicket itself is thorny, thickety underbrush. It's wild. It's dark. The air as you get into the dogwood down the trail is close and enveloping and sort of dead. And it's here that they find themselves on the trail to the manor. And Kenrick, the rune mark, had a moment. And just like any good adventuring party, the one thing they're told not to do, what do you think they did? They left the trail. Mostly because Kenrick kind of had a moment. He freaked out. He felt something, for lack of a better term, enter him. Not in a physical way, but perhaps spiritually, emotionally, psychologically occupy him to the point where it actually caused damage, caused psychic pain, drove him to follow a mad vision of this long-desired goal that he absolutely must accomplish. And he raced off into the thicket before anyone could stop him, try as they might. Lost his mind, if you will, and races deep into the thicket as fast as he can, which was surprisingly fast considering how thick it was. And quite a ways off the trail, he came upon, or perhaps they came upon him, two large man-sized, hideous, horrific man-thicket creatures, if you will, sort of part humanoid, elf, dwarf, halfling, part thorn, bush, tree shrub. Horrific, long, spindly limbs, claws. There are these mouths here and there in various areas on the face of these things, on the body even, that were just opening, and they had these thorny, long, spiky teeth. And they tried to rend and claw at Kenrick, and the party caught up to them and helped kill the two man-thicket creatures, if you will. And as this all dies down, Kenrick sort of returns to his normal mental and emotional, psychological state, as if something had occupied him for a time. And he had his faculties about him. He's aware of what happened. He's aware that something occupied him, but he was not, whatever occupied him seemed to drive him to leave the trail and race off in search of this place, this goal. And I'll let him tell you more about that. But that's kind of where we left off last session. So our party finds themselves precisely where they were told not to go, like any good adventuring party, much to the dismay of the castle keeper. That's me. And there are some 50 yards off of the trail, in the depths, deep darkness, the closeness of the dogwood. And it is there we will open our tale and turn things over to the party as you all stand there looking at each other, surrounded, immersed in this thorny, scratchy, those blue, thorny blackberry sticker bushes and hawthorns and thorn this and oak that and thick canopy, dark like the forest behind my friend Carl in his backdrop and like what you saw in the opening. And it is there the party stands bewildered, befuddled. What do you do? Oh, you know what? Before that, I told him and I didn't follow my own directions. Let's go around the horn and get some introductions. Who we at? Who we doing? What we playing? And you'll see in the chat, you can actually, as you meet the characters, you can type exclamation point in the character's first name, and it'll pull up a little bit of a detail about the characters. But let's start with Bellum.
All right. I'm Keith. I go by Blaze on most socials. I'm playing Bellum, level 6 Divine Knight. Kind of somewhere between a cleric and a fighter. Real interesting new class from the Adventurer's Backpack. And he's a half orc, and he wears the army of a. I'm sorry, wears the uniform of an army that hasn't marched in 1,000 years. Behaves as if he's still in it.
Interesting. An army that had, how long did you say? 1,000 years?
Hasn't marched in a millennia, yeah.
Wow. So like Winter's Dark Age, like, the Winter's Dark
Yeah,
was 1,000 years long, but it ended like 60 years ago. Wow. Wow. That's pretty wild. All right. Bellum, Divine Knight. Drogwin, tell us about yourself.
Hello. You can all hear me, I'm assuming. My mutes are off. Hi. Yeah, I'm Jeff, or Scottish Jeff in most socials and Discord. I'm playing Drogwin, a human ranger who's about 6.5 feet tall, built like a brick shit house. He grew up in the Darkenfold. He doesn't know how to read or write. He just knows how to hunt and track and fight. Hey, it rhymes. But yeah, he's just here with his friend Annalise, making sure she stays healthy and her lovely little companion. But yeah, currently right now he's about ready to grab everybody and throw them 50 yards to the trail.
Like as if it'll be easy peasy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it will. Okay, thank you, Jeff. How about Annalise?
Hello, I'm Ed/Bosco playing Annalise, who is a female elven primal druid, also a new character from the New Adventurer's Backpack.
Yeah.
New character class, rather. Not a lot different than the regular druid class. The spells are all the same. A couple new abilities that we'll hopefully get a chance to show off a little, though, in the future. And, of course, Squeaks, my little white mink, who goes everywhere with me.
Yes, yeah, you see on her shoulder artwork there. Yeah, nice. Very good. Who did your artwork again? Can you remind us?
Ryak from a gentleman I met in your Discord.
Oh, Rakolai.
Rakolai. That's
Yeah. I thought that's who it was, but I didn't want to guesstimation it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he did a nice job, quick, and exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah, he does great work. If you want to meet Rakolai and other people, feel free to join our Discord. I just dropped a link in the chat. All right, let's go up to the Grognard himself. Hopefully he's not too grognardy today. You just never know. He is from Boston, so you're never sure what you're going to get. Rich, what's up, brother?
Hey, so far so good. Looking forward to this. So I play Kinrick, the unfortunate soul who led the party off the trail.
You were
in
warned.
His defense, I was warned, but in his defense, he did see the one true desire of his heart. So he was compelled to do this. He is a 6th level rune mark, which is also a newer class from the Adventurer's Backpack. Someone who is a rune mark is someone who is looking to understand the veritable language of creation,
Yeah.
the veritable words that the All-Father used to bring forth Aihrde and all of the things that exist. So that could be for good or ill, and that is to be seen based on his travels and his journeys.
Excellent. 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 Rune Mark. And again, that's from the Adventurers Backpack.
Yes.
And that is a fine, fine tome published by our friends at Trollord Games. You can find them on Discord. You can find them on Twitch. I just dropped some of that in the chat. And it's trollordgames.com is their business, their website. And they have lots of cool things there, to which you can win a gift certificate. So the giveaway is open. Exclamation point TLG giveaway to enter that. Last but certainly not least, the longest tenured role player on the channel besides Wily Hobbit, my good friend, and when I say good, I mean good. I give this guy a lot of shit because it's so fun. Easy Mark, every group has one, and Carl, our lovable Easy Mark. Carl, what's up, brother?
Well, hello, friends. I'm Carl on Discord.
Oh,
I'm
hey,
kinda
you're not
keeping up
muted.
with
Could
the-
you go ahead and mute that, please? Go ahead.
I lost my place. Anyway, I am playing. Today I'm playing Jaren Verlassen. I am a half elf of the Twilight Elf heritage. Arcane Thief, available now in the new Adventurer's Backpack from Trollord.com.
There you go.
Send me free stuff. His most distinctive features would be from his elven heritage half, he has yellow eyes. He's also got some pretty nasty burns on kind of one side of his body from an incident. Because as an arcane thief, he was studying to be a great wizard, but something happened he hasn't really talked much about.
So he's not a
Now,
wizard.
He is not a wizard. We've already talked. We've been there. Okay. But what he can do is write down spells into his book called a grimoire, and then cast them back. But as he casts them, most of them will just disappear forever, unless he's able to steal a spell. Hence, Arcane Thief. So, pretty excited to see some of the things that I can do with this character. So,
All right. Another new class, if you will, from the Adventurers Backpack. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, so that is everybody. And again, as I mentioned before, I'm Wily Hobbit. Thanks for hanging out with us, playing some Castles and some Crusades. Now, you know what, Dave? We are kind of sponsored by Trollord Games. I got permission to put up their little logo. I just like their stuff, man. They're a smaller company. They've been in business since 1999. They published this game that we're going to play, Castles and Crusades, the Siege Engine, which is the main mechanic by which we determine ability checks and saving throws and all of that cool stuff. And the rule set to play feels kind of like first edition. It's rules lighter than 2E, 3E, 4E, 5E. What's that other game? Pathfinder. It's much rules lighter than that. The combat goes much more quickly. The action economy is not all, bogged down with every possible thing to do on the planet like some other systems. But I just really dig it. And the trolls are cool and good and nice. And so we do this summer thing called Summer of Siege to promote the game and the company, and here we are. So again, we are in the Dogwood. If you look on the little snippet of map on the overlay there, you'll see Greenbriar to the right, which is east. That post road runs kind of east-west through Greenbriar, crosses the river, hits Greenbriar, continues eastward. Just a couple of miles east of Greenbriar is the trailhead down into the Dogwood, which apparently is cursed or something. So, it's already gotten pretty bizarre. And our party finds themselves just a couple hours south of the post road, already off the trail, 50 yards into this dense, dark, it feels like twilight, just before sunset in there most of the time. They've been besieged by a couple of these thicket men. What will you do now that you've kind of caught your breath? Kenrick, you feel as if you're yourself again. What will you do?
Well, Kenrick is kind of lost in thought. You can tell that he is maybe pensive is the word. He's recalling what he saw or what he may have thought he saw. We're not quite sure. So he's just standing there at the moment, maybe looking off into the distance to possibly recapture what he experienced.
Okay. Very good.
We
What about the
should
rest of you?
we
Yeah.
should
Okay.
we should probably talk about what just happened, but maybe we should talk about it back on the road.
Agreed.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm already moving.
Yeah, when Jaren says this, it kind of shakes Kenrick out of whatever he was experiencing, and he nods and kind of starts walking back towards the
Okay.
trail.
So you mentioned walking back toward the trail. By what means are you determining what back toward the trail actually is in terms of an actual direction? Just curious
Well,
about that.
I'm simply just going to turn around, and there's obviously the trail right in the opposite direction of what I was facing, right?
So as you look around, you see no such trail. You
Oh.
recollect the events of just the past 15 minutes or less. Everybody ran pell-mell down off the trail into the thicket, chasing Kenrick, who was seemingly overcome by something. And you ran for several minutes, a number of yards that is greater than 10. And now you're standing here in this thicket looking at each other. And you look in the direction you came from, and you don't see the trail, the main trail.
So once Kenrick realizes that he may have been turned around a little bit, he turns to the two of his companions that he knows are expert woodsmen and woods ladies, and kind of goes, "Which way?"
Yeah,
I'm having lived in the dark and fold my entire life. I am going to and being able to move through the forest without getting stuck on anything. She gets around pretty easily, so I'm going to range ahead a little bit of them and see if I can find my way back to the trail.
Okay.
Also, being an elf, she has enhanced senses and twilight vision that may help her make out some details that they may not be able to see.
Lovely. You do notice, Annalise, that your twilight vision, while still functioning, doesn't give you the range you would ordinarily expect to have. And this is a darkened fold. Like, you know this about the forest.
Sure.
It seems even more difficult in this thicket.
Okay.
The darkened fold, once you get away from the hedges that border the outside world, the darkened fold is actually quite passable. The oak trees, there's space between them. They're massive. There are fir trees, there are thickets of aspens and hickories and all manner of deciduous and conifer type trees, but you can move about relatively easily enough, even without being on a road or a track. This is altogether not the case. This is dense, unspoilt, unexplored, uncleared. And so you begin to make your way in a direction. Roll me a D8.
6.
Okay. So you make your way in a direction. And the going is slow. You can keep Squeaks easily within your sight. Do the rest of you follow Annalise?
Well, I'm
Yeah.
actually going to use my survival skills as a ranger to determine direction,
Okay.
and then immediately once I've gotten that done, I'm also going to double check my, kind of use it as like a to verify direction. I'm also going to look for our own tracks when we
Okay.
coming down, from where we just came from.
All right. So
Which for me it's a wisdom check.
Jeff, do you happen to mention that, or is that just
I do like.
Drogwin just does it.
Well, I think Annalise knows my skills. She's known me long enough where
Right.
she's probably heading out where she thinks she's good and probably looking back at me for a second. And I'm just kind of like literally probably going to do my thing. I'm just dropping to my knees, looking for our tracks. And then, because I have the same kind of vision that she's got. I have like a twilight vision, kind of.
Okay.
And
but
I would probably say to you guys, I say, hey, don't get lost yet. Let's just try to stop and think of this first. And I'm just going to do those.
Okay. A bit of metagaming. If you had said something different, I would have done something, but the way you phrased it, he wouldn't know what to do. So he's just Kenrick's just looking at you.
Okay.
Well, I kind of like look in case anyone else has any skills too. But yeah, what I just think it's a wisdom roll,
Okay.
I guess.
So you're going to attempt using your wisdom, your experience in this very forest, albeit not the dogwood area that's so bizarre. And to you forest people, this is for sure disquieting at the best and, downright scary.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's So roll me a D20, and we're going to use the siege engine. Your base number that you have to meet or beat starts at 12. And then I'm going to add a modifier based on the difficulty of what you're trying to do. And I'm not going to tell you what that is because that would be cheating. And then you're going to add, when you roll, you're going to add your level, which is 6. And then you're going to add your wisdom mod, which is whatever.
1.
Okay, so you're going to add 7 to your roll. What do you got?
I have a 13 plus 6 plus 1 for a dirty 20.
Okay. So you begin to look around, and you guys watch this, and he seems to just go full immersion, almost as if he's alone in the forest, not paying any mind to whatever else is happening. And I'm assuming you're kind of doing this behind Annalise, following a bit.
I'm sniffing the air, everything.
Yeah.
Wind, everything.
He's like going full feral on you guys. And with a dirty 20, you don't find any track other than the one Annalise is making. To set our direction, Greenbriar you see on the map. The old post road heads fairly due east to the right from there as you look at the map. The trail that your company took to get into the direction of Heth's Perch, where the manor and Roslow and Kasham are, is kind of a due south. So it was a right turn off, the post road, relatively due south. So from where you would stand on the trail, forward is south, backward is north, left is east, right is west. You left the trail on the right side heading east when Kenrick bolted, so you assume your position is somewhere east of the trail, and it should be kind of behind you as you faced where the combat was, and you all kind of turned around in a direction. And with that 20, you don't feel like you have that relative compass feeling direction. You're not for sure you're going the right way, and you're also not finding your track that brought you to this point where you fought those two hideous monstrosity thicket men.
Wow, 20,
and it
20 of a prime. Wow.
Probably pisses you off a little bit. Like it certainly befuddles you because you've not been this. I wouldn't say you feel lost, although relative to how you normally are, it probably feels a little that way. But you certainly don't feel confident in the direction you're taking.
Anybody who's within like 10 feet of me is hearing me mutter like, I hate this freaking forest. This evil. I just hate this. I just want to shit on it everywhere.
Wiley, feeling like I realize something is off already, she's going to whisper to Squeaks one of the commands that Squeaks understands is track. So she's going to tell Squeaks to try to track back her path into the forest to see if he can pick it up through scent. And if he can't, she'll know there's really something else at play here.
Is there a mechanic to your mink, like that grants you some kind of a mechanical benefit to tracking? Like, how does that work?
They don't talk about that in the companion book or the player's handbook that I saw.
Okay.
So I will leave it to your devices.
Yeah, let's try it this way. I kind of want to. You and Drogwin have a history, a forest partnership, if you will. You've met, you're friends, you trust each other, you're accustomed to each other's ways, and so I could envision Squeaks and Drogwin maybe being able to. He could benefit from her scent.
Mhm.
So I would give an additional +2 if
man.
Drogwin wants to lean on and trust Squeaks what she's doing ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Squeaks, the minks, just like any kind of rodent like that, they leave a scent trail.
Oh yeah, yeah. And minks have a scent. I mean, they're
That oil.
They're oil. Yeah, oily little critters. So she actually, when you set her down, and well, that's actually when you give her the command because she was already down. She turns back and looks at Annalise and does that funny little nose whisker thing that makes everyone go, "Aw," and then immediately turns and stands full mink height, which is probably about 10 inches.
To the prairie dog.
And yeah, and kind of looks around and then drops and immediately takes an entirely different direction than you were going.
Okay.
Makes like a hard right back, sort of oblique from the direction you were headed, and starts to make her way.
All right. I start to follow her.
Okay.
And I signal to
and you're
everybody
going-
else to
And
follow
you're going,
me.
and you guys you're probably gonna go past me to follow. And if you do, I'm just gonna like Father always told me to trust the animals.
Okay. Nice.
Mhm.
Great. So you're tracking behind Squeaks.
White mink, a white
Mhm.
mink.
Squeaks and Dinner. We have 2 pets in the group because what would an adventure be
Well,
without
dinner's
animal
on the
friends?
trail.
Dinner's on the
Dinner's-
trail. I mean, we left dinner on the trail. Let's just put it that way. I mean, I'm sure dinner's there.
She's fine.
Fine.
Mhm.
This is totally fine. Everything is
No-
fine.
No one would murder an animal in the second session.
Third, maybe.
Third, maybe. Yeah.
Just remember the lesson: always check your ass.
Dinner is a donkey, just so we can make the
A
connection.
donkey.
Nice play on words, a little pun there, Scottish Jeff. So you're making your way, and it's slow going, and Annalise watches Squeaks, and Squeaks will stop and stand up again, and then snuffle around, and then start off tracking. And you're not seeing any sign of your passing through here, which is really bizarre because you all were not taking a sneaky, stealthy, orderly, single file to hide your numbers manner into the thicket. You know, you were running and yelling after Kenrick, who was running and just hacking his way, through. And I'm almost picturing that Drogwin might have been using his machete, to follow. And so there ought to be a trail. Like, what the heck? And there is none visible. But Squeaks is leading you in a direction. You've
Okay.
gone maybe 25, 30 yards. And the hair on her, and I know Annalise would know this right away, Squeaks is almost an extension of you, is how I view this, a relationship that you have with this mink. And the hair on her mid-back down to her hips, all the way down her tail, like a ridge of white fur stands up and she stops and
I
freezes.
hold up my hand. Stop, everybody. And I get my bow ready.
What do the rest of you do?
As a half orc, I have the scent ability that any living thing within 30 feet of me I know is there. I don't know where it is. But if I sniff around, is there an unfamiliar smell within 30 feet of me or 60 feet downwind?
Well, let me see.
I'm looking. I'm actually, as soon as Annalise stopped and the mink stopped, I'm looking to see where everybody is, just to make sure that, like Jaren, I would probably actually move closer, maybe behind Jaren,
Okay.
just in case. Not behind, like I'm hiding, but like more of a defensive stance around Jaren area.
Okay. So you see the half orc snuffling like you've seen him do. in the forest. This probably began not long after you got on the post road, right? Like, okay, we're in the woods. I got to acclimate. I got to set my palate, if you will, to the forest scent. And you smell maybe a little more intense rotting vegetation smell as numerous shadows and figures lunge up from around you. They sort of just come out of the thicket, and it's more of these thicket men. In fact, there are 4 of them, and they're surrounding the group. And so you see one of them has this, well, they all have one of these. It's sort of a, again, it's vines and rotted branches, dangle from these twisted, deformed shoulders, crooked arms, these mouths, very disturbing, thorns for teeth, and this black ichor dripping, eyes here and there. None of these 4 things look the same, but they're the same thing. And there are some facial features. One looks dwarven, so it's a little shorter than the others, and another has very sharp, like higher cheekbones and pointed ears that might indicate an elvish twinge, and the other 2 maybe more human. Scars and gashes, and they lunge out. They have these, I suppose you could call it like a rotted lance, like a branch of some sort that the end has sort of been fashioned and has a bit of a barb hook end to it. And they surround the party, and you are officially surprised. And so that mechanic in CNC, like all things in CNC, is very simple. A surprise round is the surprising entity gets a free round of attack or spell casting against the surprised entity. Somebody going to say something? I thought I heard a sound.
Like a gasp.
A gasp. That seems like a smart sound. So, Annalise, we'll start with you because, ladies first. So this
All right,
thing
thank you.
just tries to lunge this lance, this barbed lance at you, and tries to poke you with it.
Okay.
Let's see. And I'm going to guess that a 10 does not hit.
That is a miss.
Okay.
Just a bit outside.
Another one steps up and tries to lance the half-orc. And that is a dirty 20.
Ooh, let me double check that.
How many of these are there? 4?
There are
6?
4 of them. 4 of them.
That's exactly my armor class.
Okay.
Damn.
Excellent. You're going to take 10 points of damage as this lance kind of embeds in your shoulder. And you feel it like find purchase in your flesh. And you seem to be sort of tethered to this thing by the lance. So that's pretty cool, right? Jaren, an 18?
Yeah, that does
Okay.
hit. Yeah.
So this thing, like a hooked, gnarled, clawed appendage, gores you, which is pretty cool, right?
Depends on your point. Put you into the gnarled barb you're at.
For a point of damage.
How many?
1 point.
Just one?
And then finally, Kenrick. An 8, does that hit your AC?
Luckily, no.
How about now?
No, it does not.
Damn it. Okay, yeah. So, Bellum, you're tethered by this lance thing that it's wielding, and you took a nasty scratch, Jaren, as this thing hacks into you. Let's roll initiative. And in Castles and Crusades, initiative is a very simple D10 roll. No modifier. 10 goes first, 1 goes last, and we just go in order. I always play if there's a tie between players. We use a dex mod to break that. If there's a tie between player and monster, I always have the players go first because I'm such a kindly castle keeper. Okay.
I rolled a 4.
Do I have any 10s?
10.
Jaren, what do you do? So you guys are like in
Pee a little.
close, yeah, for sure. Close quarters with these thicket men. Like, son of a.
Okay. When he's already kind of out of that little messenger bag. He pulled out his grimoire right as that thing started. I stabbed into him, and he's thumbing through the pages. And I'm just checking the range on this thing.
This is fine. Everything is fine.
It's okay.
How many of them are within 10 feet of me?
I would say 2 of them.
2 of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going I thumb over to a page in the book, and I start I kind of stick my fingers out and making gestures, and I'm speaking arcane words. I'm uttering words of binding as long whip-like tendrils flail out of my hand, and I'm casting dark whips.
Ooh.
And I can
Pretty.
strike anything within that I wish. Anything I wish. So I wish to strike the 2 things, no one else.
You've played in my
God.
games before.
Yes.
I'm a fan of specificity.
Yes. And
an
they,
asshole.
I think, what is it? It's a saving throw. Sorry, new spell. They need to fail an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. In which case, saving throws for monsters are based on either the physical traits or the mental traits. These particular creatures' saving throws are based on physical traits, so I will not have the 12 as my base number. I will have 18.
That sucks to be you.
It does.
Trying to remember how do I set? Do I need?
Okay. So your level as a caster is
6.
what is kind of like the D&D equivalent to a spell save DC.
Okay.
So I add your level 6 to my
Gotcha.
challenge class of now 24. And I
Okay.
now have to roll a 24 using intelligence and any modifier I may get for that, which is none. So I feel like on a 20-sider, I'm probably not going to get there. And so I rolled a 1. So what does that mean? I failed my save, and
So
I rolled
they
a
take-
14. They both failed.
They both take an automatic 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage.
Rounds, duration of 2 rounds. And that spell will be in effect through the next round. So next round, if they fail again, odds are they will take another 6 points damage automatically.
Okay, so and these things
I
are like
basically-
whips that come out of your fingers.
They're dark out of the. I'm kind of basically out of the palm of my hand. These 2 dark, creepy tendrils just come out and lanced each one of those things. Poof, poof.
Nice. Yeah, so they kind of make this odd squealing, whistly sound, and you hear the snapping and breaking of twigs and the rending of flesh as this black ichor sort of bubbles out of them where you've stricken them.
And just for gameplay's sake, so as I cast a spell from my grimoire, the words just vanish as I'm saying them. But this is one of those 6 spells I'm able to permanently retain.
Okay, very
I can't
nice.
cast it again today, but it will be in my book. Still,
Nice.
It's still in the book for tomorrow.
Yeah, so the Arcane Thief is a pretty cool. It's not really a spell casting class, but he steals magic and spells that go into his grimoire, and he can make 6 of them permanent. So that because normally when you
one per
cast out
level.
of the book, they go away. But you can only cast it once per day. So it's a severely limited caster with really cool stuff, but it's a thief. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, that was 10. 9? Or anybody else at 10? 9. 8. 7. 6.
6.
6. All right, Drogwin. What you got?
Well, Drogwin just watched Jaren get ripped at, and then saw what Jaren just did, and he just screams. He says, "I shall not get lost again." And he's just going to chop at the one that attacked Jaren.
Okay.
They're not immobilized, right? They just got damaged, right?
Correct.
It isn't immobilized.
They're not immobilized though.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Ungrappled in some kind of way.
You're tethered. It's just stuck into you. So it doesn't have any other effect other than, damn, that hurts.
Okay, the plus with my falchion, I get total +9. So holy shit, 17 plus 9 is a big number. I don't. Yeah, I think I hit it.
You did. You use your bonus to hit and whatever modifier to hit things. That's the one thing with the siege engine. You do not apply siege engine to attack rolls.
Right.
A little bit different mechanic.
You don't apply your level to attack
Right.
rolls. So yeah, damage then is 3 plus 4 is 7, 8, 9, 10. I did 11 freaking damage.
All right, so describe for our friends in the audience, what does it look like when you essentially kill this?
Addendum to my yelling is I yell for Jaren to, lean back a little, and I just literally come right through, and I just cut it right across its chest. And
Nice.
I probably missed Jaren's top of his head. I'm going on an upswing a little bit, and I literally just kind of, he could probably feel the wind of the blade going across in front of him.
It's good to be
just kind of, and like in the movie, his body just kind of goes. It just slaps off its lower half.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Excellent.
And I guess you said we can attack and then we can move half our movement.
You may, yes.
Okay.
And in this case, you can move half your movement because you're in what would be considered like difficult terrain. So a quarter of your movement.
All right. I will just move up to the next closest one. You said there was a second one.
There's one on Annalise. There's one on Jaren, and then Bellum is. Not only is there one on Bellum, there's one in Bellum.
Knowing how squishy,
totally fine.
All right. Well, knowing how squishy that I believe that Jaren is I probably would go for the one that's right near Jaren and get in between.
Well, that's the one you killed.
Yeah, but there was two that were within Jaren's range, so I would probably get. Yeah. I would get in between Jaren and
another one. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that one that was closest to him.
Absolutely fair. That was 6. Anyone else at 6? Anyone go at 5?
I do.
All right, go ahead. And I also go at 5.
Annalise pulls a small piece of bark from one of the Darkenfold oak trees out and crumbles it in her hands and mumbles something and then lets all the dust fall over her, which is bark skin, and it gives either +3 or +4 depending on the type of tree. I would argue that the Darkenfold oak tree should give her the +4 AC bonus, which would last.
I would absolutely agree with you 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a good call.
+4 to AC for the next 60 minutes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's hella cool, dude.
An hour?
Yeah, that's hella cool that you did that flavor. Thank you for doing that. I'm going to give you a +2 you can use on any D20 roll.
I'm picturing her texture on her face even gets a little like bark-like.
Gets all barky. You look like a mulch.
Moisturize.
She's one of the very, very few mulch elves that are out in the Okay.
She smells a little odd, but that's okay.
So you've cast bark skin upon yourself. You are face to face with one of these lovely, and like I said, there are living humanoid features and flesh sort of melded with this wood and plant material. I mean, these things are horrifying.
They're creepy.
Not natural. All right, that was Annalise at 5, correct? All right, it is their go. Hey, Critical Nerds, welcome. Let me see here. So, Bellum, you are tethered to one of these. You're going to take an additional 2 points of damage while this is embedded in your flesh. So you're taking 2 damage.
Okay.
All
right.
And it's going to try to overbear you with its hooked limbs since you're already kind of attached to it. So it reaches out to kind of try to, like a hug, if you will, but pricklier and thornier and much more evil. And I have a 15. I'm going to treat it as an attack roll.
Oh, then no.
No? Okay. Yeah, you said you had a pretty good armor class, right? Because you're in like full
20.
plate. Yeah, okay. All right. So, but you still have this thing tethered to you. Another one comes forward to Drogwin, who's kind of put himself between Jaren and a combatant, and it's
Get him,
going
Drogwin. Get him,
to
Drogwin.
swing at Drogwin with a lance, a rotted sort of lance thing, and it has a 13.
That misses. I have an 18. I probably sidestepped it or
Yeah,
knocked it aside with my
Excellent.
my sword.
Well played this time.
Well met.
The third one, you see anyone looking at the third one, and Annalise, you would notice this. You see vines shoot out of the base, like at the feet of this thing, and into the ground towards some trees. And all of a sudden, this thing triples in size in front of you
Oh shit.
as these 4 vines plunge into the earth and seemingly draw energy, connect with something. And your pulse races, and the mink looks with big, wide, tiny little mink eyes as this happens. The fourth and final of these looks in the direction of Kenrick and Annalise, and it sort of inhales. And these, again, are all within 10 feet, 5 feet melee. It inhales, and it spews this just caustic-smelling, vomitous spray of acidic spew on Kenrick and Annalise. And I need you to make a dex save of the challenge level on it is 2, or you're going to take some acid damage. So dexterity, Kenrick, is that a prime or a secondary?
It is a secondary.
Okay, so that'll be a 20 for you. But you add your level and any dex mod.
So I rolled an 18. I'm a level 6. That's 24 plus my mod of I get a 25.
Nice. So you do, this stuff like lands on you, and it smells like stomach rot. You know, that real acidic, you know, you get that little vomit burp, you know, when you're eating, and you're like, that stomach acid, yeah, smells bad. How about Annalise? Make me a dex save. Is that a prime or a secondary?
It is
non-prime.
prime, and with my level and bonus, I rolled a 23.
Okay, you needed to get a 14, so you barely squeaked. So you two also get sprayed with this cone of vomit, but you take no damage. But it is, you could tell it's acidic. It burns enough that it stings, but it does not mechanically damage you.
Okay.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nice. I heard a 4.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So after being stabbed through the side with the lance, instead of attacking, I'm noticing all of my friends also in danger. I just draw my weapon and I announce in my deific voice, which is an ability for the Divine Knight once per day. Defend yourselves. We will vanquish these things. And everyone gets 7 temporary hit points for the next 6 rounds, including myself.
Damn.
Nice. Including my creatures?
All of my friends. No, not your creatures.
Well,
They should have been nicer if they wanted my God to bless them. You stabbed me, and we're not getting any of my boons.
Fine. So everybody gets 7 temp hit points. Nice. So, and just as a reminder, 10 temp points go away first when you take damage.
Oh, we can't bank them for later.
No, you may not.
I'm sorry, I was incorrect. I'm reading. It's 12 rounds. It's 2 per.
Oh, 12 temporary hit points?
12 rounds.
Oh, it
7
lasts for
temporary
12
hit
rounds.
points.
I see.
Lasts
I
for
see.
12 rounds.
I see. So there's like a limit to that a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay.
just for this encounter, I guess.
Nice.
I like 12 for 7 rounds, actually.
So- Touch of Evil TDR cashed in some long bottom leaves, and he gave Scottish Jeff a +2 on any D20 roll. So
Ooh.
keep track of that
Oh, wait, a +2 on what?
on a
And any
D20 roll.
+2 on
So a
D20.
save, an attack roll, an ability check, any D20 roll, you get a +2. Thanks
Cool.
for doing that.
I'll
Touch
use
of
that
Evil.
right away.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you will.
Superhero moves. Come on.
All right. Does that take an action?
Yes, that is my action.
All right.
Want to move?
Very nice.
I'm going to stay right where I am.
Okay. That was
Everybody freeze.
4. Has everybody gone? 3, 2, 1.
I got a 1.
1. Okay,
I
let's
got a rock.
let's do it, brother.
I got a rock.
You're just starting the
Uh,
second round. That's all.
So exactly.
That's true.
So
yeah.
how close are these?
One of them
plant
was in 5 feet of you
things?
because you got meleeed. The other 3 are maybe within 10 feet. They just seem to materialize by your vision out of the thicket, and they were on you before you could even So one is 5 feet, and the other 2 are probably 10 feet.
All right. So Kinrick kind of gauges where these creatures are amongst each other and his companions, and he starts drawing a very complex pattern in the air in front of him, kind of in this manner. And as he is doing that, a fire kind of materializes in front of him and grows into a wall that is about maybe 7 feet wide and about 12 feet high, and continues to just burn of its own essence. And you see him kind of move his hand in this manner, and the wall starts looking to consume the first plant zombie in front of him.
It's a
And
thicket, man.
yes, this is called the Wind of Burasil.
Wow. And so it's like a wind of fiery wall thing?
Yeah, it's 10 feet.
Yeah.
It goes 10 feet forward in front of me by caster level.
Okay.
I need to concentrate for the duration of this spell, and it lasts as long as I am concentrating on it.
Okay.
And anything consumable within its reach starts taking 2d2 hit points of heat damage per level.
Okay. How big wide is this wall thing? And you can push it up to 60 feet away, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, kind of metagaming, the wording is somewhat vague. It says I can control it 10 feet per level, but it doesn't necessarily specify its exact dimensions. So I'm kind of imagining that it's basically the size of a humanoid, maybe a little bit
Okay.
wider and taller.
So you'd be targeting a single creature probably.
For now,
Yeah, I think
so.
that's
Yeah.
probably fair. If it had an area of effect or a
Yeah, I
shape
would've
like a
said it.
cone, it probably would have spelled
It
it
would've
out.
said it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay, so which one of the you've got a Spliceborn, that's what these are called, by the way. Whoops. You got a Spliceborn on Drogwin, one on Annalise, and then our friend Blaze is actually still tethered to one, which is tremendous.
Yeah, that's probably not a good.
Tremendous.
Yeah, let's take care of the one that's closest to me, and they actually do get a constitution. That's good. Constitution save that negates it if they are successful.
And that is one of the physical attribute saves. So I'll start with a 12, and I got to add a 6 because you're a 6-level caster. I'm trying to remember. I think monsters. Somebody help me out here. Experts in CNC. Do monsters add their level equivalent hit dice? It's just a straight up D20. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that, and I totally trust you. Okay. So I would need to have an 18, right? Because 12 plus 6. And I rolled a 13. Yeah, didn't quite get there. So I failed my con save. One of the things that's nice in CNC is monster saves are it's hard for monsters to make their saves. That makes the spells pretty powerful, which is nice for you. Okay, so the full effect. How many damages is that going to do to my duder?
Well, this is interesting. I don't know how you want to adjudicate this because material, so wood and other combustibles take 2d2 points of damage by level. Flesh takes 1d2 point of damage.
Okay.
So
Wow. So that would be like 1.5d2. Now let's get these slide rulers out.
6 times.
Let's just go ahead and make it 2d2 per level. So
yeah,
12d2 or 2d12, I suppose, would work either way. I don't know statistically if that's accurate, but yeah.
Or dice you roll. You keep adding, even if you roll 1.
And Rich, you get to roll the damage. Sorry, because
okay.
you're the.
So you want me to do 2d12? You said?
Yeah. Does that make sense?
I think so.
It'd be 2d2 6 times.
So 11 and 6, 17.
Holy shit!
17. Okay, yeah, that's some serious shizzle.
Immolation, man.
B dizzle. That was really cool. So rune magic is up in here, and it immolates one of the Spliceborn. And by immolate, I mean this thing goes up in flames and writhes around, and it burns, and some of the timber and dead wood around it ignites. You haven't started a forest fire, but it could happen. It's really dense back in here, but most of this is living. Okay, so you burned up one of my monsters, which is very not cool of you, but okay, it's a game. I can take it. That was the first.
I'm also stuck concentrating on this until the end of combat. So that
Yes, so it
I'm
stays
done.
up. Yeah, so you still have this fire.
We got this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's all roll initiative again. That's one of the other things I love about Castles and Crusades combat is we roll initiative. You can move and take an action, which would constitute an attack or a spell or some other action. And the way we do it is you get half your movement. Because rules is written, it's move or act, and that seems a little stingy. So. All right. I've rolled mine. Does anybody go in 10? 9. 8. All right. Drogwin. There are 2 remaining. One is injured. Looks to be bloodied, if you will. If we could take a term from, what was that, like 4E or something?
Well,
Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah.
One attacked me, so there should be that one. At least
Yeah,
right there.
that's right on you.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to unleash hell on this thing.
Are you?
I'm using my +2 I just got. I want to guarantee I hit this thing.
Sure.
And I'm just coming in right there. It's like full fury. As I'm swinging, I'm looking around for Squeaks to make sure that she's okay. And that's a natural 20. So 20 plus 9 plus 2. It's a 31.
My goodness, what does it look like when you end this thing? And man, when I say end this thing,
I come over to this thing, maybe it's 8-9 feet away from me, and I've got the falchion right over my head, and I decide to, with 2 hands, come right down on a semi-slight angle, and I get it right in his shoulder area,
shoulder to hip,
where his shoulder would be. I go shoulder down to like the crotch.
Yeah, so it kind of falls apart and just makes this strange, inhuman, squealy. Just it's
and I have momentum going, so as I'm dividing it, I literally kind of almost run through it, so I probably get covered in like whatever ichor.
Yeah, it's got black sappy.
I don't stop. I just kept running.
Yeah, bloodlust, man. Drogwin's losing it. Okay, there's one left, and it happens to be tethered to your divine knight. That was 8, correct, Jeff?
It was 8, yeah.
Okay, 7.
I have a 7.
Okay, do we have a tie?
It's a triple.
A
I can't do
anything.
tie. Yeah. Okay, so you can stand and concentrate. What's your mod, Carl?
+2.
What's your mod on Dex, Blaze?
2.
Okay, you guys each roll another D10.
All right.
And whoever wins, whoever rolls higher wins.
5 again.
Do it again.
We just tied twice. All right, wonderful.
That's silly.
7.
8.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Jaren,
Jaren,
you will go
Jaren.
first, followed by Bellum, who's tethered to one of these
Okay, how-
hideous thicket men.
Well, the two spice, whatever you call them, that were within 10 feet of me are both dead, right? How
Yeah.
far away is
Yeah.
How far away is Blaze?
Just 10, 12 feet. You could
But I
easily
can
get
I
there.
can move, and then because I've still got my whips
Yeah.
for this
Yep,
round.
you
so,
could do that, man.
It doesn't
Nice.
it doesn't say specifically one way or the other if I can use. I got 2. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. It was just because there were 2. That's why I had 2, because there were 2 opponents. Never mind. I missed.
So you just
Okay.
have one remaining whip?
I got 1 whip.
Okay.
for
So the other one went away
for
when
one
yeah.
baddie.
Okay.
And you need to make a save that you can't make, so it takes 6 points damage.
Oh, because
Couldn't make the save last round.
They need like a 26 for the save.
Yeah.
Well, but when I roll 2d20, I get 828.
2d20.
Yeah. It's a new it's a new house rule I'm trying out. What do
New
you
house
think?
rule. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All
Did I
right.
not mention that in the
Workshop.
Discord?
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
so
you-
6
you-
points of damage?
6 points of damage of the dark whip.
Dog
just
it, Jalen.
right across.
It's a
So-
new form of advantage. You roll 2 d20s and you add them.
When this happens, I take 3, and Bellum, you feel the searing pain as the lance like twists and grinds in the wound that it's hooked into, and you take 3 points of damage.
Did you
Oh.
just share your damage with me?
So-
That's so
Isn't
rude.
that? See, you're understanding how benevolent I am.
So I
Could have pulled
So
it out.
I was very focused. I stepped forward. I made that whipping motion, and it boom across there, and I saw Blaze go, "Ugh," and then I kind of go, sorry.
Make me
Don't
an int
forget,
roll,
Don't forget, you have
Jaren.
temporary hit
Make me an
points, don't you?
intelligence roll. Yeah, don't forget y'all
Right.
scored 7.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah, so I have
intelligence.
4 left.
Intelligence.
And I'm gonna
That's a
give you
prime.
I'm gonna give you a 4. So is that prime?
That is prime.
All right.
So I add a total of 8 to that. 8 plus 5. Math. 13.
Okay. You don't really connect the wincing to your
Oh, okay.
causation of pain.
Then I just
Just
have a
think,
satisfied.
But I
have a
love
satisfied look on my
I
face
love that
I
you're
heard it.
trying to, figure that out. That's fun.
Yeah,
But no.
Okay.
Nice
Okay.
try, pal. Nice try. Okay.
And then the whip sort of dissolve because the
That-
spell has ended.
Okay. That brings us to Bellum. You were tied with him, right? So you take 2 more points of pain from the lance that's embedded in your shoulder, which is super cool. I'm liking this lance of pain.
You
Hey,
should
KY
really lance-
Hawkeye, what's up, man?
You should really lance that wound.
So
See what you did there.
just because of how frustrated I am with this creature in front of me, having stabbed me, I'm going to swing my +1 falchion at it.
Okay.
At
the creature?
5. Yes. 16 plus 5, 21.
Yeah, that'll do it. Absolutely.
All right. So it is
David Bowie sang a song about that called Fashion.
7 damage.
Burn to the left.
Swing to the left.
7
Swing to the
damage.
right.
Okay. Yeah, so you open up a rend with your falchion, and this black ichor oozes from it as it makes this. It's like a really high-pitched feedback sound of squealing, and it's like 6 or 7 different pitches all close together. I mean, it's like,
Like a warble.
oh, it's terrible.
Is,
But it's still up.
is it possible to use some of my movement to step backwards and try to use space to remove this item from my body?
You would have to use an action to remove the item or to
okay,
attempt
that's
to
fine.
remove the item. Yeah. So you are hereby still tethered, which is lovely.
Just
Okay, that was
pull it
7,
through.
correct?
Yes.
6, 5, 4, 3.
Annalise goes on 3.
Annalise, you may go.
Um,
So does my creature.
Do-
Oh boy.
do I notice this lance embedded into?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Rather than attack the tree directly, I'm going to go and try to cut through that lance that's going into his shoulder.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Attack that piece.
So you're going to attack
specifically.
the lance with
Yeah.
by what means will you be doing this, Annalise?
My short sword,
Okay, well, that would definitely be a good choice.
and I'm going to use my +2 that you gave me before.
It's almost
on
as
this
if
roll.
you've played this game before. I didn't say you could actually use the +2.
Oh.
You could just
Ah.
have the +2s. Did I say
Okay.
use?
Just
Did I
sit
use
on
that
the
word?
mantle, stare at it from time to time.
That's
It's-
right,
It's
yeah.
pretty. It's pretty to look at. That's
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, apply your +2 to your roll.
Yeah, I don't think a 6 is going to do it.
I
Okay.
do not believe a 6 will do it.
A
AC
6
10, they're not that tough to.
It's
They're-
6 + 2. Oh,
you know.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wah, wah, wah. Nice. It's going to attempt to gore Bellum with one of its nasty
Bellum.
appendages. That's a big old metal D20. That's a 21.
Ooh.
Bam!
Ooh.
Yeah, you got me.
Gosh.
Did it get you? It did, because you're AC 20, right? That's
Yeah.
Mhm.
5 points of damage.
All right. No more temp. And
Okay.
1.
That was 3. Does anyone go on 2? Or did we get everybody? Or
We
1?
got everybody.
Okay. Let's
Really?
reset and
Oh yeah, because
re-roll.
that's right. Yeah, because you had to
Initiative.
concentrate. That's why.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
So
Okay.
we're walking
10?
this flame thing around though.
Anybody got a 10?
Oh, you're
Hey, wait a minute. I want to ask Rich a question from last round. So you said you're concentrating on that fire thing.
Yeah.
Don't you get to move it?
I was. I
Like, could
was
you
going
use it
ask-
to apply to the remaining
It-
dude?
It doesn't, and that when you read my mind, so I wanted to ask you how you want to play it, because if you allow me to move it, the rules don't say one way or the other if I have the ability to move it.
Because, like, why would you continue to concentrate on a thing
Yeah.
that's stationary? And I like cool
Yeah.
things, so I will say
Block
that you
an
should
exit.
move it.
All right.
So let's go ahead and retcon your turn, which was on 7.
It was 7. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to move that
So-
over to the thing that's attached to Blaze, because that's the last
Yes.
target. Okay, and I got to
Yep.
make like was that a con or a dex?
It was a Constitution save.
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
There is no way in hell that that's going to work, so I have failed my save. We don't even have to
All right.
start stacking up all the math, because a 4 is just not going to do it.
12 damage.
Yeah, that thing burns to death. So, the damage I did to Blaze with my gore attack, which was, I believe, 5, add that back to your hit points, because it didn't happen, because that was in 3, and it was already dead in 5.
Vasco.
So, if anything, I do try to do this correctly, and I am more than fair. Unless I'm in a bad mood and I'm targeting Carl.
Speaking of fair, I am going to argue I should get my +2 back, because I would have never had to make that.
You would have
roll
never
on
rolled
the
it.
number
Yes,
3.
absolutely. Yes. Legal
Yay.
argument made, accepted, overruled. Overrule. What do they say when they allow
Sustained.
the overrule?
Sustained.
Sustained. Thank
Sustained.
you. You're yes, sustained. You are hereby restored your stupid +2. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so yeah, glad we caught that. That seems to me, Rich, like you ought to be able to move that
Yeah.
until it's down. Kind of
Exactly.
like like spiritual weapon or something like
Or
that.
something.
Moonbeam.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
5 feet per level or
Shouldn't be
something.
saying D&D words on a Castles and Crusades game, but don't tell anybody.
Make it like 5 feet per level. That'd be 30
Yeah,
feet.
something. Yeah, it gives you this great move function or this great distance function. So
yeah.
All right, so we're on a new initiative then.
we are done with combat, actually.
Oh, it's
Because
dead.
all of the combatants, all of these Spliceborn,
Oh, it killed it. Oh, okay.
have been
Yeah.
vanquished. So once again, the air,
Bye bye.
everything falls quiet in the air, envelops you in its humid, evil closeness. What do you do?
As I remember I was saying I was keeping an eye out where Squeaks was. And if I spot Squeaks,
Yeah, she
even
actually
before
hopped back up on Annalise's shoulder in the combat.
I kind of look over to Annalise and I see Squeaks up on the shoulder and I just say, "Hey, Squeaks, yeah, Yeah, you get scared. I get it. Back to work.
You're muted there, Mr. Fosco, my friend.
I give her a little pet and put her back out on the set and tell her
She
she's doing a
turns her
great
head
job.
and looks at you and does the cute little whisker thing, and then stops and looks at you like,
Go ahead.
We need to get her a little suit of armor, I think.
she goes,
Oh, I give her a little piece of my morning biscuit that I had with me for the road.
We'll work for food.
points to her nose, grabs it. Okay. I don't know if minks actually have opposable thumbs, do they? I think they do. They have little hands, little padded,
they
like
grab
raccoon
little
hands.
raccoon hands, yeah, maybe.
little- Okay. So she's,
I'll do some research.
yes, please do. Yeah, if you're going to have a pet, for the love of God, man, know whether or not it has opposable thumbs. Blaze, does Dinner the donkey have opposable thumbs?
Well, I wish.
See, Blaze knew. So just, like, let's try to up our game here, people.
Got the ears.
So,
Opposable
question:
hooves.
when this thing burns up,
Yeah. It does not burn
does
you.
it like?
And the
does
lance
it,
release,
fall-
when it
really
dies,
releases out of
it kind of
okay.
pulls out of you. Yeah. So sorry about that. We left you hanging there, literally.
Yeah,
No,
mink
no,
paws have claws and are designed primarily for swimming and hunting. They're not dexterous like raccoons.
Okay. Well, so she kind of palms it. Yeah. And then she scampers down, gives you a little wink, and scampers down your arm, jumps onto the forest floor, and again stands, getting her bearings and her scent, and kind of flattens back out and begins to slink along the forest floor.
Okay, I start to follow her again.
Okay. The rest of the party in
I'm going
tow?
to heal myself.
Oh, by all means.
Oh.
How will you be doing this?
I'm going to cast. I have it pulled up right here.
I found it necessary to ask every one of these. I'm just going to heal myself. Well, let's talk about
Heal
that.
serious wounds. Here's 3d8 damage. It's a third
Yeah,
level
man.
cleric spell. I'm going to spend 4 of my mana points, essentially, that I have as a Divine Knight. I had already used 2 in the earlier battle, so of my 15, I am now down
So,
to less.
Blaze, do you, a bit of metagaming.
Yes.
I happen to have a rune that I've cast on a water skin that makes it essentially a healing potion. So if you want to, if Wiley allows it, if we know that I have it, I could give you the water skin, and then all I need to do is find a clean source of water to refill it.
So I actually, if we find the wagon again, I have 5 gallons of fresh water in water bags on the wagon.
Okay, so it's what the Hobbit wants to do.
I
That's
think
known or not.
You lucky sons of guns and stuff. Okay.
Okay, so
tell us
what
about
I'm hearing
this
is that
rune
while
thing.
I'm like getting ready to do the prayer, you go, no, don't waste your magic. Take this. Is that?
yeah.
So the caster imbues water with the curative properties. Once a receptacle has the rune inscribed upon it and filled with pure clean water, the water itself takes on healing properties. Anyone who drinks it heals 1d6 of damage. And that's flat. It's not a derivative of my level. So how much did you take in damage?
Total. I took a total of, it is right here, 12.
Yeah, all right. So it's your call. I mean, if you want that,
We'll see what the d6 roll is, or I could probably totally heal myself with 1 spell, and you could save that.
yeah, that might make more sense from a metagaming perspective.
So you have a refillable healing potion
Yeah.
skin. Man, that's
One could simply travel with a bowl, the rune carved on the inside of it,
pretty cool.
and when needed, fill it with water. Oh, I have to recast the rune every time to reactivate the potion.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's
That
like
seems
a-
a little less OP.
yeah,
Nice. Okay, that's really cool,
Damn.
man. That's
and
so. Does
it
the
also
rune like
relieves
glow?
exhaustion.
What's
Yeah,
the rune
so the
like?
rune on the So from a RP perspective on the water skin, there's kind of this glowing golden rune that pulsates when it's active and ready to be imbue its curative pieces to it.
And I love that. That is so cool. Rune mark, people.
Yeah,
Find
so
it, learn it.
So I'm
play
just
it.
standing there watching Bellum like do his thing.
Okay. So you said you're gonna heal yourself with magic, Bellum.
Yes.
So what's that like when that happens?
Well, in this particular example, because I'm reaching out to my god Augustus, I'm just kind of going to lower my head, place my hand over my wound, and start whispering to myself mantras and prayers to my god. Slowly close my eyes and heal 9 hit points. So most of my wound closes, but not completely.
You took the 5 hit points back, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Because that was just glad we got that straight. Cool. Always want to do it the right way, man. Nice. So is that a spell or an ability of the Divine Knight?
That's a spell. I'm spending my points that I have in my mana pool to expend any divine spell. So in this case, it was a cleric spell. I can also do druid spells. Anything according to your ruling that is shown to be divine, I can reach into it, and I spend 1 point more than the level of the spell. So even a 0 level spell will cost me 1 point.
Yeah. So this is like Paladin, but not a Paladin. It's a Divine Knight. It's a separate entity. Again, it's in the Adventurer's Backpack book, which is way cool.
Exactly.
There it is. Yeah, hella cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've healed yourself 9
Product
points.
placement. You
You guys are tracking behind Squeaks as she's going in a direction with confidence, sniffling along. Let's roll Drogwin. You are our tracker survival role person. Let's do that again now that we've had a combat, and you are working in conjunction with Squeaks to see if you can.
All right.
Yeah,
let me roll a d10. Okay, that would have sucked. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, that's pretty good. 17 plus 6 plus 1. So 17 plus 7 is 24.
And then an additional 2 for the mink helping you with her scent.
26.
Okay. So she's definitely going off in a direction. Again, what's weird is you never did pick up the trail that you clearly would have made racing off into this thicket, but she seems to be committed to her direction, and that seems to be very nice.
We gotta be like 30 or 40 yards away. I mean, we gotta.
Yeah, I mean, how bad can it be? You know, it's
we're only
cool.
50. We're only about 50 yards off the trail.
Totally fine. Were you though? 50 yards?
That's what you said.
Sure
You
about
said
that?
we're off 50.
Is that what I said?
That's what our CK said.
Yeah. Well, that's your
And he
first
never
mistake
lies.
is listening to your castle keeper. So I want to remind chat that there's a giveaway going on, and I want to do the giveaway like right now because we're going to take a quick like stretch break.
Oh, okay.
Because we're kind of halfway-ish through the stream. So let's do this. The giveaway is what is it? Exclamation point TLG giveaway. It's for a $10 online digital coupon to the Trollord Games store where all of their stuff is for sale. And by stuff I mean like really awesome, cool books and adventures and castle keeping resources, and they have swag. They got really bitchin' coffee mugs. I know Rich has one. I've seen that. They have a really cool leather backpack. It's like $120 badass. It's an older school, like with the flap and the latches backpack, or it's a lot like that. Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah.
How is that, Rich? Let's do a product review here.
This is actually not their branded version, unfortunately.
Yep.
But it is from a company called Frost River, and it's canvas and leather, as you can tell. And I have one. My son has one. They are awesome. They are perfect size for all of your Trollord Games books.
Is that who they source through for that?
Yeah, that's
okay.
who they,
yeah,
they
so
did,
that's
yeah.
the backpack, but it doesn't have the
This
groovy
is it. It
logo
just
on
doesn't
it. Yeah.
have the seat. Yeah, exactly.
Cool,
So,
man. So durable, doesn't fall apart, and it's cool looking. You
very
can look,
well made. Yeah,
need-
it's pricey, but it's definitely worth the money.
yeah, and
if
you can
it's
take it
something
out in
that
the
you're
woods.
interested in.
If you want to play Castles and Crusades, imagine playing this
There you
very
go.
game in the woods right now. Nobody would be scared.
No.
So I'm going to go ahead and close the giveaway now that I've given everybody sufficient warning that this is coming. All right, so close entries. Don't cancel. Close. Hit the right button here, Clown Boots. Anybody else want to get in? Last second. Here we go. All right, I'm going to close. Closing. Okay. Now, pick winner. Pick winner. Winner, chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner.
Wiley Hobbit is going to be giving a $10 gift card to Carnage. Carl, you have won a $10 gift card to the Troller Games store. There will be further giveaways, so that's really cool. So I will send you that code later. But let's take a quick bio break, stretchy stretch. And when we come back, we will pick up. I will say this, as you're scuffling through the underbrush, Drogwin, you notice on the floor of the forest, Squeaks has stopped, and she's looking at something, sniffing around it, and it looks like an old blue cloth-bound little book.
Ooh.
Maybe, say, this big. This, and it's weathered and stained and bent and torn. And when we return, we'll find out whether or not that's safe or some devilry is afoot. So don't go away. We'll be back in probably less than 10 minutes. See you soon. Thanks for hanging out. Summer of Siege, Blood and Briar.
All right.
Okay, we made it back from break. We are thoroughly broken because we were on break. Now we're broken. See what I did right there? Just a little play on words. Yes. So back to the action. We're still presumably not quite sure where we are in the old dogwood. We've, gone a few yards from the last attack. Everything is fine. Another group of these just hideous humanoid thorn melded, well, they're called spliceborn, and we can thank our friend, sweet, kind, lovely, personable, smart, witty, fun Grace Carras for the hellscape that our crew is traipsing through right now. She's a twisted sister. I don't know if she's anyone's sister, but I know that young lady is twisted. It's kind of funny because she's so nice and normal and friendly and fun. And then I read her adventure and I was like, oh, dear God.
Hey, after hanging out with her at Gary Con and playing in Steve Chanot's big game, yeah, I mean, she is freaking crazy.
Yeah, yep. Great role player. Yeah, so we're really honored to play her game, Blood and Briar, her adventure. You can get it in the Crusader number 29 from Trollor Games. And so we're back to the story. The party just found a what looks to be like an old weathered
I found a book.
Journal laying kind of under some, underbrush and so forth, not laying upon everything as if it had just been set there, but it looks like it's probably been there a while.
I actually, you said I saw that. I noticed it, and I would have leaned over. I would have picked it up, and I would have probably immediately went to Annalise and handed it to her and says, "Look, I can't read. You know that." I go, "But this looks similar to my dad's book that I've got," and I would just literally just hand it right to Annalise.
Yeah, I don't grab it. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Does it say anything on the outside cover?
It does not. And again, it's been torn and it's dog-eared and it's been wet and dry and wet and dry. So it's got like the curly paper thing going on, and it looks to have been out here for a period of time.
Anybody want to look at this book?
Kenrick's very, given it's a book and his affectation with them, he's very interested in it.
I forgot about that. I'm sorry. I would have
He's
gone
trying
to
to.
Jaren's eyeballing it too.
Yeah, he's kind of like scratching his neck, kind of seeing. Is there anything that he recognizes about it at all?
No, nothing.
Maybe we want to do a siege check for.
Yeah, nothing. Just looking at the cover and so forth, it looks like a smaller book. It doesn't have anything printed on the cover.
If Annalise didn't take it, I probably would have handed it to Kenrick. If Annalise didn't touch it, I would have been like, "Look."
The blue cloth binding is fairly deteriorated, but it's it has pages inside.
Kenrick's putting his hand out for it, and he'll start paging through it.
Okay. Yeah, so you start paging through it, and the handwriting is sort of flowery and scripted. It's handwriting, and as you look at it, it looks like it's maybe a journal or a diary of some sort. And a lot of the pages are there's pages missing. There are things that are smeared beyond legibility, but there is a couple of pages, a passage in here that you can read.
Okay.
The inside the cover, there's actually a name inscribed. Anna Macaulay, M-A-C big A-U-L-E-Y. I'll type it in chat. And that's kind of on one of the first pages. Man, I suck at typing and speaking at the same time. And it looks like maybe you might have found the journal of Anna Macaulay. And the legible part, there's not much, left of this thing. Kind of the inner pages. It says, "I can't believe it. The gift Ma and Pa and Auntie too, what they've given up for me. For this. For me to go. To leave." My head is spinning. I keep thinking I'll wake up and still be stuck in the same fields, the same room, the same air. But no, it's here. It's happening. I'm on the road. I'm going. I only wish Dietrich. I hate that he's upset. I hate it. But what could I do? He'll never understand. He says I'm selfish. Maybe I am. But isn't it selfish of him to want me caged forever? I have one life. One. And I'm young once. And I feel it burning in me, itching like I'll die if I don't run. I want more than fields and fences and his temper. I want more. If he really loves me, he'll want me to see it all, won't he? This carriage is bound for Elna. Then roads, all roads, spilling out in every direction. I want to see it all. I want to live. And then the pen line shoots violently back across the page at a strange angle. And that's what there is.
All right. Kenrick had read that out loud, and when he finished, he kind of turned to everybody to gauge their reaction and garner his thoughts on this and see what they have to say about it.
I may not be smart, but I do remember the name Dietrich, and I remember the name Anna as being related.
Kenrick nods and said, "Yeah."
Yeah. Did you say that she wrote that the carriage was heading to where? To Alma?
Elna.
Elna in the west.
In the actually east of the Darkenfold.
East, yeah.
It's on the eastern border of the Darkenfold.
No, wait. Wasn't Anna the wife or the daughter?
Wife, mother of Peter.
Mother of Peter.
I did
So
put
she left and came back, maybe, possibly.
I did put the journal text in Discord so you can have it to refer to.
The way you described the writing ending with a jolt or something, maybe, and I start kind of like looking around to see if there's anything besides a book on the ground. Now that we've seen that, now I'm kind of like a little more hyper aware of like something that's not in nature, looking for anything else. Maybe I'm curious.
Come on, it's safe. Come on,
but not getting off the path.
But
Is it possible she was kept against her will?
That's what it sounds like.
But she's
know.
the mother of Peter, so this seems to have been written when she was younger, possibly, because she has no mention of her child, which would be unexpected, odd. But how did it get here? And he kind of turns it over and look at it. It's obviously been here for many seasons.
The path we're on may have been wide enough for a carriage, maybe.
Possibly.
I mean, with my kind of experience, if I start looking at it in that sense, do I suddenly see like a wider path? Like if I start like just
Well, we haven't made it back to the path yet.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, we're so many yards hopefully away.
But maybe this was a path at some time in the past.
Let's
possibly.
keep going. Let's see if we find anything else.
Is there anything else in and around where the journal was?
Go ahead and conduct a search if you wish.
Yeah, I mean, I said I was looking around to see if there's anything else.
Let me know which of your attributes you feel like you would be deploying if you are searching for anything in this dense undergrowth.
I'm using wisdom for the reason that now that I've seen the condition of the book, I know that whatever I'm looking for will probably be under something. So I'm looking for
and you're in your element. You're in the forest. So yeah, make me a wisdom check.
Well.
Oh, that's easy. That was easy. I got an 18 on the die roll. It's a prime ability, and I get +6.
So that's 24. Anybody else searching with Drugwin?
I am as well.
Annalise, are you like wandering off in a certain direction, searching, intently?
I'm I'm staying.
Yeah, I'm gonna make like a circular pattern around the group and start close and get out, maybe
How
5, 10 feet at a time out to about 50
Don't
feet.
get up.
And I rolled a 20, but it's wisdom's a non-prime
okay?
for me.
Yeah, so you begin to scour about, looking down and pawing through and so forth. You don't find anything.
I say we keep going. Let's get out of here.
Mm.
Dinner's waiting for us.
I rolled a 19 prime.
Okay. Yeah, and you search and you make wider circles, and again you don't find anything.
Okay. Well, I think we should keep moving.
Let's keep following Squeaks.
I'm not expecting anything, but Jaren's just going to study the journal while they're searching around, wanting to use my identify ability, since if there's anything magical about this book.
Okay. Does the identify ability, is it basically give you like a bonus to an attribute check, or
It's essentially something I can do at will, but it's like the same as using the identify spell. But I have to make an
that's right.
intelligence check.
Yeah, so there is a roll.
And I guess I'm more trying just to glean, is there anything magical
Sure.
about
Yeah.
this?
Okay.
So I'm not expecting
You can
anything.
certainly try.
I certainly will do that then.
They taught me that in Castle Keeper School.
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
try.
This is
can
per
certainly
rhyme.
try.
That is a why did I roll a natural 20 for this? Anyway, natural 20. Let's just
You are incredibly confident that there are no magical properties. This is an absolutely mundane object.
good.
But you are
Good
locked
use
in
of
on.
the nat
You are
20.
like, yeah, there's no way there's any arcana.
This came from a stationery store.
That's right. Probably at an airport
Yeah.
in Belize.
Yep.
After a
Okay, I
vacation.
just want to make sure there wasn't like
Yeah.
hidden writing or something. So
Stationary store as opposed to a moving store.
to a moving store,
Moonletters.
Baba Yaga's.
Moving stationary store.
Traveling bookstore.
Moon letters. What are moon letters,
Oh.
Elrond?
Well, I'm gonna
Okay.
keep up there with Squeaks. I'm just gonna
Okay.
kind of like literally like be out.
Yeah, once she realizes you wish to press on, she regains, some sort of scent or commitment to a direction and continues on slowly, sniffling about, moving through the thicket. So do you all follow?
Yeah, and
Dinner.
Yeah.
Ellum this whole time, since he doesn't really have much in the way of wilderness skills, but he does have his scent ability. He's just constantly sniffing around for anything that smells rotten, like he had experience with previously.
Yeah.
And what direction is the wind moving, or is it relatively still here? Because
So super question on the wind. I will say this: you've now experienced those thicket people twice, and they do have a foulness about them. They're not like undead, like ghasts that make you make a con save. Strong stench, but they smell mostly like the forest. But there's a element of rot, rancidity, because they're partially made of flesh. But they're tough to pick out, man. Like they were on you before. Normally you got a 30-foot, and it's like, damn it, yeah. So, yeah, but you could tell there's a difference between their scent and that of the forest, and you don't smell anything out of the ordinary at the moment.
The damn Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Can I tell what direction we're headed in, basically?
Go ahead and what resource might you attempt to use to discern that?
I would use wisdom for my nature skills, nature lore, woodland stride, moving.
Yeah.
And I rolled a natural 20 because, of course, Carnage has now started a bad roll where we're going to roll natural 20s.
Yeah, so you're following
critical.
You're following Squeaks, and you're kind of trying to get your bearings. You look up through the canopy. I'm picturing this, right? Do your elf thing with much consternation and frustration, and Drogwin might even notice you doing this, and you feel like you're going in a direction, and as you do this, Squeaks leads you up onto the trail.
Oh,
So you
2 weeks.
feel like, I was probably going back west again to the trail.
Uh,
Yeah, we were going
I
west. Totally.
I was right behind Squeaks. As soon as I realized it's a trail, I'm looking left and right. I'm looking for dinner.
Sure. So
Yeah,
you've come
me
back
too.
to the trail, probably 30 yards ahead of where you were, and you know this because you see 30 yards back a donkey standing there looking around rather forlornly, stamping a hoof now and then attached to a cart that looks quite familiar.
I never thought I'd be so glad to see her ass.
Me neither, friend. And I clapped twice to call dinner over to us to follow along to where we're standing.
Yeah. Is Dinner male or female?
Male.
So Dinner stomps his hoof and snorts and bobs his head very quickly and makes a brisk walk to you, and then stops about 15 feet and just turns his head and looks at you strangely, like he's prone to doing.
I'll walk over and kind of rub his muzzle and just say, I'm glad you didn't move too far, friend. There's lots of things about. I take him by the bridle and just continue
Kind of,
walking behind
shakes
my
his
friends.
head a little bit and, shakes, and you're on the trail.
Yeah.
What time of day is it now? Can we have,
So
do we
you
have any
left
idea?
like late morning. I think we finished our game around noon or 1 or 2, and it's probably you gauge, and it's hard to gauge because you don't have the movement of the sun in the sky. The heavens are not available to you. You've probably been tinkering around for the better part of a couple hours, so it's probably approaching later in the afternoon, 3-4 p.m. Best guesstimate. The
Let's just
trail
keep going.
itself, there are places where the canopy thins here and there, and it appears to be mostly of a cloudy day today.
Let's keep going till before it gets really dark.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just continue. I'll make sure I'll kind of do the look, like make sure everyone's all good and ready, and then I'll just literally like as if nothing happened. We never ran off, Cynric never had an issue, or no one had an issue, and keep walking.
Okay. So you continue to make your way southward. Yeah. Go ahead. You're going to say something.
I was going to say I just kind of like look up and I make sure that I got my spindle floating around my head.
Refresh my memory what that does again. Is that your compass point?
No, it basically, as long as it's in continue, as long as it's up there, I heal 1 hit point per hour.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, that's your.
It's per hour, so it's really.
It's your trickle charger.
Yeah.
For hit points.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll just keep blazing down. This lovely trail. Hoping that nothing gets in our way.
Excellent. Okay. So you make your way. It's dark. The air is close. Occasionally you get a little break in the canopy, and there are glimpses of a sky with clouds scudding across it. No rain is falling on you, so that's probably good, because probably seems like the only thing that could make this more miserable is rain or snow.
Looking left and right as we're going, do I make sure there's nothing, no animals? Do I hear or see any animals?
It seems quiet. Roll a what are you going to use to discern that? I'm so versed in make a blank check, like D&D.
Yeah. No, it'd be in my wisdom. Just listening for things that I would normally expect to have in my own forest.
Okay.
Almost like looking. Not very good. I must be too busy on my trail itself. I rolled a 4, and even with 4 plus 6 is 10. It'd be 11.
Yeah, you're not hearing anything certainly out of the ordinary. Occasionally you'll hear something sounds like it's running in the underbrush, usually in the away direction from your group, that you maybe you startled a couple of chipmunks or some such.
I'm just going to go back to focusing on making sure the trail is good for the cart.
Yeah, and it's slow going, but you're making progress. And you're making your way southward from the post road into the heart of the dogwood, and probably a good hour to 90 minutes along as best you can reckon. You come to basically a ravine crossing the road. It's dark.
Like a break
it's
almost in the
yeah,
road?
it's like something that should have had a bridge across it, and you know this because you see some pilings that are broken off on your side and some boards like the ramp from where the land, the trail, and then over the ravine there's no bridge. The path just ends abruptly at the edge of this deep ditch.
Evidence of like a flash flood that came through or something?
It
There's,
looks
trees
like
knocked over, or
it looks like perhaps something where a river may have cut through this at some point. You can see that the trail continues on the other side of this ravine. It's probably 20 feet or so wide.
how far down?
maybe 20 feet or so. Fairly steep. Yeah.
Did you say there was an evidence of a rope bridge?
Yeah, it looks like maybe there's some pilings or something that once were the part of the support construction of some
no
sort of
rope
a
remnants or
bridge.
anything like
Nothing. Yeah, no, it's just space.
Damn. Looks like,
And
so we're
I'm
gonna
sorry,
have-
how did you say how far across it was? I'm sorry.
About,
I was
about
reading.
20 feet.
20, thank you.
but how far down? You said 20 feet
20
down.
also.
About 20 feet.
Looks like we're gonna have to leave the donkey and take the cart with us.
Or if we could separate the two, we could try to get them down and over, but it's not going to be easy or cross attached. I'm looking through all of the spells I have access to see.
I'm looking to see how far down the ravine goes.
Do you have a teleport cart? Just
I have
spitballing here.
shaped stone or wood. There's a lot of trees around. There's pieces of, you said, the previous.
I mean, it's just
previous
broken,
bridge.
rotted posts that are in the ground.
Okay.
There's nothing there really, as far as the posts are concerned, that would be useful. And in fact, you wouldn't probably trust even tethering something to them just because they look rather suspect.
Is there any spot that looks
Rotted.
like, almost like the Grand Canyon has got like little tracks going down the edge? If you look kind of.
I mean, it looks traversable. It's not a straight sheer drop like a cliff, and it's all wooded, just like the thicket around you. That continues right over the edge. It's all underbrush and thorns, but there's no path downward that you can see.
I'm kind of like looking at that and then looking back at the
roll. Make me another wisdom roll.
That's a little better. Okay, 10 plus 17.
Okay, yeah. So you're looking around, trying to, maybe there's a way to get down here. Blah blah blah. Whatever. You look down there and you see kind of a shape large in the shadows in the bottom of the ditch, and it looks like a carriage or something. An old carriage has tumbled down there, partly consumed by weeds and overgrowth and maybe muck. Looks to have been there quite a while, and it's in bad shape.
Curiosity has the best of me, and I said I'm gonna leave the smart things to the smart people, and I'm gonna start to make my way. I pointed out, first of all, to anybody who's there, I point out the carriage, and I say, let's figure out how to get across. I'm gonna go check that out, and I'm gonna start scrambling down this.
Gonna climb down? Okay.
I'll be careful though. Yeah.
All right. I would give
Wiley,
you.
how far?
Oh, go ahead.
How
Sorry.
far are we from where we found the book?
Well, you've been on the road now for 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Okay.
So, a mile or two.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So I have some questions about a spell. I've pulled up the verbiage here. It says shape stone or wood. It takes 1 round to shape each 1 cubic foot of material. I can do 10 cubic feet plus 1 cubic foot per level. So if there's a tree nearby, if I'm doing 1 cubic foot of change per round, I could take a tree down with 1 round
and cross,
and then turn it into planks that are of the height of whatever desired piece of wood it was over the course. Probably take me the full duration of the spell, or however.
Or we cut a couple of trees down and just drop them across a 20-foot ravine.
Well, I could do it. There's no need to cut.
That's
So
true.
I'm trying to see if I can flatten, like take a tree down and flatten it into 2 to 4 planks that would allow us to cross with the probably separately with the donkey first and then the cart.
I'd almost think that you've had experience doing this with your cart.
If I'm
Traveling.
traveling all the time,
Traveling everywhere.
it would take 4 of my points. It's a 3rd level druid spell. So I'm gonna if I feel like by looking at some of the trees around that this is something I could try to do, then I'll expend the spell. If you
Yeah, I'm
want me
trying
do
to
some
kind of
sort
math this out. How many cubic feet? 10 plus 1
10
per
cubic
level.
feet plus 1.
So 16
But it's
cubic
not all
feet.
at once. It's you do 1 cubic foot per round. So, you know, and in conjunction with like if I make a crease here and then put a weapon in there, could be
Okay.
between. Yeah.
So I did some simple math. And by simple, I mean like Hobbit math. Simple math. And I'm thinking you got a 20-foot crossing, give or take. You need about a 10-foot wide thing because I think you're thinking in terms of your cart and your friend dinner. And I'm thinking, so that's probably about 200 board feet. And Rich, you're an intellectual, so you might have to check my math on this. So, but I'm picturing like 200 board feet, like 20 times 10, 20 feet by 10.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not 200 linear board feet a foot wide because that would be useless. So
What I
with
was
that
hoping to
math,
do is
well,
create-
hang on, I'm getting to you. Just 1 second. Would that be enough board feet calculated to cross 20 feet by 10 wide? Did I do that math right? 20 by 10?
Yeah, sounds it.
Okay, we're going to
Yeah.
go with that. See how easy that
Go
was?
6 wide.
So you can do 17 cubic feet. When I consult the Oracle and I say, well, how many board feet would 17 cubic feet be? It says 192 board feet, and I need 200 board feet. So we're really close.
Almost.
So for the purpose of this thing, I'm going to say that over some time, you can create enough wood to now you'll have to figure out how to make it be a bridge. Just because you got lumber don't mean you got no
Yeah.
bridge, but you got
Right.
lumber. So you could do that.
One
Yeah,
person at a time.
One problem at a time. Yeah.
Send the donkey over and then have someone push the cart.
Or depending on what it is that we're trying to accomplish. So,
But he can shape it in such a manner that it might become
Or-
rigid and one big
or
flat,
loose.
piece of wood that may or may not have sufficient strength and tensile strength to hold up and all that. But I'm going to, lean in the direction of suspending disbelief on this, and it seems pretty inventive to me. And I'm going to give you a +2 to use anytime for thinking of that.
thank you.
So I'd
so
say in a hand-wavy fantasy game context that you could probably make that work, you feel like, and then we'll
So I'll-
worry about whether or not it works here in a few minutes.
I'll spend the points to use the spell to create all the materials and get it all ready.
Well, before you do that, let me reconcile. We have another action on the table. We'll do some Robert's rules of role-playing reconciliation. Jeff, Drogwin, you're descending.
Yeah.
Give me you could use strength or dex, whichever you prefer. I recommend choosing a prime attribute.
Yeah, they're both my prime, so
Go ahead and do a thing with your D20.
I figured I'm gonna use my strength for the reason that you said there were like scrub here and there, so I'm using those to
Handholds
save
and
myself.
yeah. It's slippery, it's wet.
Right.
It's treacherous is probably a good word.
All right, 17 plus my mod, which is 3, makes it 20, plus my level is 6, so 26.
Yes, you scramble on down, no problem. It's slick and all that, and you're just being careful and cautious like you do.
How
And-
far away is the carriage from like where the bridge would have been? Is it like 30, 40
Yeah,
feet
so you
down, or
get
is it
down
like-
there, and you see the remnants of lumber shattered and broken, scattered here and there, and for sure there's absolutely an old dead carriage
I found a bridge.
on its side, still pointed in the direction of the direction you're going on
Like
the
it
trail.
rolled, like it rolled.
Yeah. And it looks to have tumbled down there, and it's all broken apart. Interestingly enough, you see what looks to be maybe some bone or something like a
If it's
body.
is it like laying on its side? Or is
The
it
cart,
upright?
yeah, or the carriage, yeah.
Yeah. I would most likely then at that point if I'm not already standing on it, I'd probably stand on it and open up if there's a side door, open up the
Yeah,
side
yep.
door and kind of like literally at that point, get down and put my head in to get a really good look at what I'm looking at. Meanwhile, I'm gonna let these guys do what they're doing because I don't want to take up all the RP time.
Okay, yeah.
Unless you want to continue with what I'm doing, it's up to you. I just figured that's what I'm doing next is on the pier end.
The ditch runs onward, east and west, by the way. Disappears into the, forest. It's a, trackable, traversable, but it's kind of muddy and a little messy down here. You look inside the carriage. The looks like the twisted, broken body of something or someone, humanoid, bipedal, is in among the wreckage. It's wearing very, very deteriorated clothing. There's a rusted dagger laying there, and there's a a metal box. There are some rotted packages. Looks like maybe like mail, kind of, package shipping.
I'm just kind of like relaying what I'm seeing. I'm like, I got a body. Was the person wearing like clothes of a woman or a man?
It's hard telling. Everything's so deteriorated. Yeah.
Like, well, we got a body. There's some interesting things down here. Some papers and stuff. Like again, my lack of etiquette of reading.
And a thin metal box, and some couple crates are broken that have like
I'm literally
deteriorated
shouting out
paper,
what I'm seeing.
grain.
So everybody up there is hearing what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Okay.
Annalise?
I was going to suggest I'll scramble down to help him carry up what he's found
Okay.
so that we can look at it with everybody.
Sure. So I need you to make either a dex or a strength attribute roll.
Dex is prime, and that is a 7. That is a 12 exactly.
12. 12, you say. All right. So you begin to scramble down, and you get partway down. Squeaks makes a squeaking sound like she does, and jumps off your shoulder as you slide and tumble down to the bottom. Roll me a D6, if you will.
I didn't see that.
1.
And you hear Drago, and you hear Annalise's voice, whatever noise she makes as she loses her grip and slips in the slipperiness of the slipping, and thuds up against the cart, taking a point of damage.
8. Okay. Do we still have the temporary hit points, or are they gone?
They were only for 7
an hour.
an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, those are
12
toast.
rounds.
Yeah, those are
Okay.
toast. Yep. So yeah, just a little falling damage. It
Okay.
would have been half damage because you're not falling into any, you're not falling down rock
Sure.
and all of that. But I can't really do a half a hit point, so you get a whole
You
hit
got
point.
it.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to suffer.
Son of a whore.
Yeah. So you thud, and you're down there.
What's a
right.
whore?
I head over and look and see what he's looking at and see if there's anything we need to lift and carry out of there.
There's a box in here. And a body.
Yeah, so you see some rotted packages, a couple broken open crates. Looks like the contents of the crates might have been some sort of grain that has gone rotted. There's a thin metal box. There's the body that's partially kind of clothed, a couple broken bones. Neck has been snapped. There's a rusty dagger.
I just drop in. I start handing things up to Annalise. It's probably not my first skeleton I've seen in the woods.
Oh, I'm sure not.
I go, do you think maybe, and like I'm kind of shouting up to Anne, like, do you think maybe that book belonged to this person, maybe?
Is this person or maybe whoever was riding with them?
heading in the right direction. I'm just gonna hand all this stuff up.
Yeah,
and
I'm not going
I'm
to
gonna
take the
hop
time
out.
to read it down here. I'm just going to drag it back up to let the everybody look at it so we can get
I'll
an
hop
idea
out
what it
and
might be.
Annalise and I will help each other climb back out.
Okay, so what all are you going to take when you go back up?
Any
Uh,
paper, anything that looks like it might have, written information that may give us a clue
Okay.
as to
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all a
this.
lot of the
I'm
paper
gonna
is
shove
just
it up
it just falls apart when you touch it. Yeah,
the box.
it
in the metal
yeah.
box,
And
obviously.
the metal box, yeah, that's very rusty, dented.
I'm
That's
careful not to mess with the body, but I'm
yeah,
kind of looking to
okay.
make sure nothing's on the
Yeah.
body.
Okay, really all you can
name
pull up
tag?
out of there is probably that box.
Okay.
Because anything paper is just shot, man.
Any jewelry?
Yeah.
Any jewelry on the body?
No.
No earrings laying anywhere.
Still holding the reins. There's
Okay.
a
Leather.
horse carcass at the front of the
Oh.
carriage. Let's get really immersed in this thing.
Mm.
Sorry, all you horse friends. I don't mean to. I'm not
I'm more
celebrating.
upset about the horse, seeing the horse than about the person.
Do we have? Do any of you have the ability to look at this to make sure it is safe to open?
I
No.
can take. I can take a look at it.
Okay.
I think I do have rogues tools.
You do?
I do. Oh. Before I start messing with it, I kind of want to do the same thing. I'm gonna look at that box. I just want to study it. Do I get any sense of any arcane, any kind of
No sense of arcana
okay.
on the box at all.
Okay. I will inspect. I will look at the lock. I'll first try to see, checking for any kind of traps or anything that might be upon it.
Okay.
Is there anything on the box?
Nah, it's hard. It's so rusted. It's hard to.
Okay.
Yeah, it does have looks like a locking mechanism.
Okay.
But man, it's in such bad shape.
All right. So it's,
roll me a d20 on the search for whatever.
I shall.
Yeah.
I shall do that. This would be dexterity, which is a prime attribute of mine.
Well, while these guys are doing this, Kenrick kind of goes down into, crisscross applesauce and closes his eyes and kind of starts just sitting there and not moving or doing anything. And he's spending, a few minutes kind of just almost, the best way to describe it would be meditating.
How'd you do on your d20 roll? Thank you, Rich.
I got a total of 25.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. So you search this thing over, and with a 25, there's no markings. You don't see anything that looks like maybe a trap mechanism. The lock is loose in its housing, and it looks like it could almost be knocked out or fall out. It just doesn't seem fairly sturdy and probably easily enough opened with a dagger. One interesting thing is you're turning this over and looking at it, you hear a very promising clink coming from within the box, and you can feel weight shifting as if it maybe had some, I don't know, coins or some such in it.
Hogan.
Then I was thinking that world. I will then review all the tools within my rogues kit, and then I'll also just lay my dagger down. That's all that. I'll just grab what I think is most appropriate to knock this lock off. So I've got all the fine little tools, and I just pick up the dagger and just go.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you got all your tools. You're like with a dagger. You pry it open. What is inside? Let's tell them what they've won, Bob. Okay, there's actually 4 envelopes inside that each
5 of us.
each clink with the sound of coins inside.
Hmm.
Each envelope has a name and an address. The first
Is
one
it
says
legible?
Marcel. Yeah, thankfully for the metal box, right? Marcel Rideau, lot number 2, Roslo, and inside is 10 gold pieces. Mary Reed, lot number 13, Roslo, contains 10 silver. Jillian Fleming, lot number 16, Roslo, contains 10 silver. And Rosalie Dugan, lot number 18, Roslo, contains 10 silver. Says wages on the envelopes.
Okay. Does Roswell mean anything?
That's one of the towns that Bernard referenced, Kisham
Okay.
and Roslo.
So these
Can
are
you put that in the
likely
Discord later so I can
Yes, I will. Yeah.
transcribe it? Thank you.
possibly
Marcel, Mary,
servants.
Jillian, Razuli. One got 10 gold
Wages.
pieces. The rest all got 10 silver pieces. Would you say? Do you think it's like a payroll?
It says on their wages.
Wages.
I can't read.
With
Yep.
wait, let me make an intelligence roll.
Marked
Yeah, I think
very
it's their
clearly.
wages.
It says right here, each clearly marked. Yeah. So employee wages.
Okay.
I'm gonna go watch Bellum do his thing.
And so I've been just letting them take care of that the whole time. Just first, I took a bag of grain out of the cart and kind of strapped it in such a way on the bridle that Dinner could have his dinner.
Yeah, little feedback action. Yep. Dinner
And,
dives into his dinner earnestly.
And then I just start my process of, very organized, and it's seemingly like he's done this more than once, as if, handling the logistics of the cart through his entire life has been uh, pretty involved with either crossing rivers or crossing things like this. He seems to have a process where he's taking down what he needs, separating it, and how long would I'd say probably an hour it's going to take to do all those changes if it was a round per square per cubic foot.
Yes, okay. 17 rounds. So, because you can create 17 cubic feet of material.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say it takes
Couple minutes,
you,
actually.
just like 15, 20 minutes to. So what does it look like as you're doing this weird mojo stuff in the forest?
Well, so I first, before I touch the first tree, I say a prayer to Augustus and ask him to help me to bring his soldiers to this battle. And as I'm talking about that, I lay my hands on the tree and it falls exactly the way that I wanted it to. Other than that, I'm placing my hand on parts of the tree that I want to shape, closing my eyes, and repeating that mantra. Augustus, help me to bring your soldiers to battle. And continues to shape this thing into a way to traverse the barrier. Eventually, as he starts to move it into place, I'm wondering whether you want me to make any other changes, whether the assembly and actually putting it in place is going to be a separate portion from here. Because I'm getting it all piled up and ready, all the pieces, the way I see it assembly in my mind, piled up near the gap ahead of us. As I'm splitting these trees into even flat logs. Because I know that's going to be holding a lot of weight, I'm trying to keep some thickness to it and even maybe the rounded edges on the main support underneath, so a flat surface, almost like half a log in length.
Excellent.
So, what's my next challenge in assembling this thing, sir?
That's probably a question for Drogwin.
I'm no bridge builder. But we've done this before.
Well, it would have been trial and error of trying to lift and place it into better places. Were you easily able to get up the opposite side? If we wanted to tie a rope to the other side of one of these longer planks, and you could
Oh,
pull
yeah.
it up and lay it in a
Oh, yeah.
appropriate way
Oh,
on
yeah.
the opposite side.
Probably do that. Just keep throwing the rope back and forth. You know, the lead of it. You know, do the
Mhm.
first one over there and get that log up or whatever, and then I throw the rope back. You tie off the other one. You drop it down to the ravine, and I pull it back up.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel that you would need help with that, or do you feel that you'll be able to lift it single-handedly if I'm
Well, I
like
think
standing on the other end?
the party would probably look at me and see how the first one went and see if I was struggling or not. I do have a good strength. I have an 18 strength, so I don't know how
I'm just
that
asking if you want
translates.
someone to try to climb over with you at the same time,
Well, the
because I
more
have
the
to stay on
merrier.
this side
The more the
and guide
merrier.
this side.
I mean, I figure we could probably figure out a way to do this. You know, once we've gotten across, I go over and climb up and do that
I
whole
can go
thing.
with him.
We start
Okay.
getting it becomes a process as you're doing your thing. We're doing our thing. You know, Jaren is probably or any Sinric even as Kenrick is tossing the rope back and forth. It's a group effort, I think.
So is somebody like climbing down and climbing up?
Yeah, two of us. And I'm
Probably
wondering if they're bringing a rope with them and I'm holding it at the top, on their way down, would they get some sort of bonus if they're lowering themselves on the rope that they're bringing across and
Yeah,
then
if you're
dragging it
using
over?
ropes to assist your
Yeah.
climbing, the first when you're taking the ropes down and across and back up, that one you won't have a bonus on. But after that, yeah, I'll say that you won't really need to make a roll. But let's if Drogwin and Blaze are crawling down and then back up the other side,
Drogwin
It's
and
Annalise.
and Annalise as
Annalise,
well.
Annalise is going to stay on this
Okay.
side and hold
And
this rope and guide the logs across to them.
and just so you know, the easiest way to do it is I'm gonna with that guide rope that goes over, I'm taking the second rope and I'm tying it around that first rope so it can slide up and down, and that's gonna have lead, and that's basically gonna be, you know, we're gonna have the one rope is pulled nice and tight, and then that's where the next log that comes over, all you're doing is pulling that lead rope back through, looping the end around the log. You know, it's kind of like in the middle of the rope so that both ends always have a bit of rope, and we just pull it over, and then we pull it back, and we pull it over, and we just keep laying
Okay.
them down.
So I'm
It's
going to
easy
throw
to
a
do it.
+2 at Drogwin for this engineering of the bridge. I think that's pretty cool.
And it,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's all of a sudden you hear Sinric kind of go, wait, and he bolts up. Bernard never mentioned that there would be a ravine or anything between us, the path, and the manor. We're not where we're supposed to be.
Well,
Right.
what if we go down or up instead of spending, you know, all this?
It is possible that he crossed the ravine in another place and didn't think to mention it. No,
Maybe he
Yeah,
came
we're
up.
still off the path, I think.
No, we got back to the
Something-
path.
Yeah, we're back on the path. It's just that this ravine.
I
Is
will
now
say the
running
trail
down.
is recognizable as like it looks the same as when you left it, and Donkey was, and you could even tell that like when Dinner walked up to you when you summoned him, when you first made the trail again, he you know he left tracks in the trail like he had been the whole time. It didn't look like he had gone anywhere. You know, if you went back and looked, you could see that he'd been standing essentially in the same place, stamping and tramping, when he was waiting for you guys. So by all accounts, it does look like the trail you were on, but for sure, Bernhard never mentioned a
What
ravine or anything.
what I don't get is this whole diary, this journal. I mean, how long ago were these? Yeah, did this cultist attack the manor and the
Couple
family?
He
days.
said just days, but
Yeah, couple
everything
days.
has been
This looks
weathered
very
and
old.
old.
This does
Yeah,
not make sense.
Jaren's
he
been
would-
just sort of crouched, just staring at these envelopes of wages and this old journal of
I don't
Anna's,
trust.
and
I don't
things are just
trust
not.
anything he said.
They're not adding up. This
Right.
if that body down there is possibly
This could
I
be
mean,
Anna.
it's been there for
This
a
could
long
be-
time.
This could be Anna's body.
If
down there.
that's Anna, then who was the lady of von Brecht Manor a couple of days ago?
Well, maybe this guy's lying to us.
Something is not right.
Mm.
We've
I know-
either been set up or something else has gone on.
I think Anna was trying to get away from Dietrich. The person in the carriage who was holding reins was
Yeah,
her
it's just-
driver, and she was taken from the carriage.
Maybe.
But then why the lockbox with wages? Maybe the driver was to pay workers after he delivered Anna.
For Roswell, workers in Roswell, didn't that Bernard say he?
Yeah.
Did he live in Roswell? Did he say? Because he did say he said he didn't stay at the manor. He said he lived in the other town, which is strange too. Why would you?
He mentioned living in Kesham.
Kasham,
Okay.
but why would you live in a different town, not the manor you work at?
Well,
especially in this war?
those towns are just kind of below the manor. They're not.
They're like
not
right.
far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I use my direction sense? Kind of like trying to remember where we are in this forest at this point,
Hey, Pat.
and maybe see if I can determine where those towns are. Like if we don't take this path, if we
Okay.
go down the ravine
Yeah.
instead.
So the road, the Heth's Perch, where the manor is where Bernard said the manor is pretty much
Right.
south of Greenbrier, and you know that the trail you're on should be going south. So why don't you what attribute are we going to go back with? Wisdom?
Yeah, I'm using my survival sense. I'm just like
Oh,
from
that's
the
right.
maps
You have
that
a
I've-
thing for this.
the-
Yeah. So
the
what does
maps
that?
that I've seen and
What does that mechanically do for you, survival sense?
well,
Sounds
survival
official.
self. It's everything from find food, shelter, water, start a fire, determine direction. So I'm assuming that with what I've seen, what I know of the forest.
But
what
what's
is
the
it called?
mechanic? Does it add a bonus to a roll? Is it automatic? It's
No, it's just it's a wisdom roll. But it's like nobody else could probably do this. It's kind of like a ranger characteristic. It's
Okay.
like
I just
I'm just
wasn't
trying
sure
to
if it had
picture. I'm just trying to use a picture in my mind where the villages would be and perches compared to the road. Like if we decide to say through the road and just go down the ravine, where would that lead me?
Right, I got you.
Yeah, you can forget that I rolled a natural one, so I haven't got the clue what's down those ravines.
And I don't think Bellum will be super pumped about leaving the road again.
I just don't trust this guy.
You can surmise the ravines go east and west because you're tracking
Yeah.
southward.
Right.
Because that's what you know.
Yeah.
And even if we are going the wrong way, if I'm building a permanent bridge here with the wood we magicked up, even if we have to come back over, as long as we can find it,
Very true.
we can.
I stop pretending that I'm smart and I just continue finishing the bridge.
One thing, so the carriage at the bottom of the ravine, it was oriented as if it was going south or going north?
Along the trail, yeah, south.
South. So
The same
returning back to
Yeah.
towards Von Brecht Manor.
with payroll, so it was heading towards one of the
Right.
towns.
It was
Okay.
right. But where was he
Okay.
coming from if he had payroll?
Right.
Seems odd that he
Something's-
would travel
something very odd.
away from the manor with the payroll, only to then turn around and go back in the same direction with that same payroll.
Judging by the age and the deterioration on the carcasses and the carriages, this carriage has not been here for a week or two. This has been here for years. So maybe the roads were a little different. Maybe there were different cutouts that nobody knew about. There could have been different pathways.
Look, everyone dragging the Grace's head. What's her long game here?
I think we should at least head to
TPK.
one of those
That's
towns. I think we should head to one of those towns and get off the trail.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I stopped pretending that I know what I'm doing, and I just do what I know what I'm doing.
Do we have any sort of checks we need to roll to haul those logs across? Who can
So
hold it?
yeah, I wanted to get back to somebody's going down the ravine and back up to the other side, right? Who's doing that?
Oh, I was doing that. I think we did that with the ropes and everything.
Right. I just wasn't sure. There's been a lot of things said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Annalise is going to tie off her own rope on a tree and go down and leave that rope hanging there for anyone else that needs to go down a rope.
Okay, so going down will be no problem. You've got a rope tied off to a tree. Going up the other side, however, is going to be challenging. So roll me a d20, dex or strength.
Both of us.
Whoever's doing it.
That is an
Strength.
18 prime.
Oh, 10 plus 3 plus 19. Prime.
Okay. So each of you scramble up the other side, and it's a little bit treacherous and tricky, hair-raising, if you will, but you manage to get yourself up after a few slips. Nobody falls, and you scramble up there, and you're muddy and dirty, and it's that kind of mud that kind of smells bad. It's just almost like poopy mud.
I'm fine with that.
It's pretty nasty. But you made it. You've gotten across. You've gotten the rope up the other side.
Yeah, and I'm going to set up my rope system and all that, and then this way now Bellum can go to town.
Okay, so you're basically pulling ropes across, tethering them, and then laying logs on the ropes.
Well, no, it's more like the logs are going to eventually go. They're going to go from end to end, overhanging, and I'm just setting up a system. It's just easier. It's got one tight rope, and the other one is a rope that we use to.
Okay, so the logs are at
things
least
back
20
and
feet
forth.
long, side by side.
Yeah, and we're just going. Yeah.
And how are you getting those to lay on two ropes, also going parallel to the logs?
Well, so instead, I think what he described, and tell me if I'm wrong, Jeff, was that we were going to get a rigid one across the center and then use a loop and a knot to have a loop going over that rope and a loop then on the bottom attaching to the end of the log, so that then it essentially moves along like a pulley or like a zip line.
Yeah,
but
we're just going to pull the log over.
So we probably only have 10 or 15
okay, I got that.
before the rope phrase. But
I'm not. Hang on, let me clarify. I don't care how you get them there. I'm just not going to get into all that because this isn't a stream about engineering. But I'm wondering how, if the logs and the rope are all going the same way, how are the logs just not rolling off the ropes? I was picturing logs going across the ropes.
Because we're tying the extra rope around the log itself, tying it off, and then we just pull it over. The rope itself is going to.
That's how the log gets there. Let me. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
How we get it across, and it's long enough where it's going to be hanging off both ends, so it never drops down in on the back end where he is.
Okay.
And I just pull it till it gets over to land on my side.
I got you. Okay. That's what I needed to know.
You can't have it exactly 20 feet long.
Done.
If it's 20
Done.
feet. You want to have 24, 25 feet. Yeah.
Done.
So it takes a little longer.
Jeff, it's done.
We're done.
Logs established.
It works.
Okay. I just couldn't picture how this bridge was going to work. Now I can picture it, and we're going to be done with it. Nicely done. Blaze, I'm going to give you a +2 as well for your ingenuity. Jaron, while all this is going on, what the hell are you doing? You bring anything of value to this operation, or what?
I kind of glance over. They got this all. I don't really have much to contribute, but I'm going to be
wandering off the trail.
Nope, did not say that.
Going off on your own?
Nope.
Split the party.
Did not say that.
Damn
it. Again, I'm studying the contents of this. So I'm just trying to in my head, things are not adding up. I'm also going to be using my what's it called? Listening. My enhanced senses. I'm just watching I'm watching the way we came while they're all working on that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be aware of.
You got everybody six.
I'm just stomps up behind us and goes, "Hello, can I kill you now?" Nothing like that.
Man, that's weird. I was just going to do that. No.
They're out of ravines.
Does that enhanced senses thing, like, is there a mechanic associated with that? Do you need to roll some dice?
+2 to my listening skill, which would be.
Let's do that.
I don't know what's
which attribute would you use that you think would make sense?
My ears.
To make sense out of what you're hearing.
I guess intelligence, because I would want to know if I hear something odd. That sounds out of place.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that work for you?
It does.
So I add that, and then I add +2 for my half-elven enhanced senses.
Dun dun dun.
Dirty 20.
Consider your enhanced senses enhanced. Okay, so you're standing there, and obviously there's noise and construction and ropes and grunting and slipping and smelly mud and all of that going on. And then
Grunting.
Kenrick is, expressing concerns about the validity
Something's not
of the
right.
information, and there's stress. And you're standing there, and you are very, very certain that something is watching you, watching your party work, watching you, something, your enhanced elven heritage senses thing. Yeah, you're twitching. You're like, man, you don't see anything, and you don't really hear anything.
Little hairs to the
But
back of my
you're
neck.
pretty confident that something or someone or something is.
And who's on this side of the ravine with me?
I am.
It's
Kenrick,
and-
yeah.
Kenrick. All right, I'm going to nonchalantly walk backwards towards them, absolutely not betraying at all that I'm aware somebody's watching us. And then when I get closer to them, I'm going to go, guys, guys, we're not alone. And I'll hold the journal up in front of my mouth so that nothing can read my lips. All right, we're not
Like you're an
alone,
NFL head
guys.
coach.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Something's watching us, guys. Something's watching us.
Okay.
I'll whisper back. Okay. Do you know what direction?
Nope. Somewhere the way we came.
And at least, do you think they're talking about us over there? I see them all.
Hey, why don't you
Don't
guys
be
stop building the
suspicious.
bridge?
Don't be
Don't-
suspicious.
It just seems weird that we're the two that live in a forest over here and they're over there.
We
It's hilarious.
put them both
I'm
on
like-
the same side.
I'm like,
I
Yeah.
say
Like,
definitely. I said definitely. I would watch the short one. I don't know who the short one is.
Likely me.
I scrubbed with
awesome.
dandelions this morning. I should be good.
I scrubbed with dandelions.
Wow.
You're
spells,
confident.
spells.
And as you guys are working, it's odd. There seems to be this mist that begins to hang in the air a little bit. And by the time you get your bridge erected and everything's all set to go, there's just this kind of fog, if you will, that's kind of rolled in. Not dense. You can see across the ravine, but there's definitely some fog
So we all see it then?
wisping around, maybe kind of almost filling the ravine just a little bit. I don't know, maybe it's coming out of the ravine. It's hard to tell. Everything's
Fog is
just a
never
little
good.
odd here.
Annalise, fog. It's not the right
Nice.
temperature for fog.
I see it. I assume that it's getting close to the time that we should be looking to make camp for the night.
It's like supper time,
Okay.
5, 6 o'clock maybe.
I'm assuming how close are we to finishing our little roadway?
You're up. You're good.
Oh, we're up. Okay. I'm literally like looking at the fog and knowing in my heart that the temperature, I'm sure that it's not the right feeling for a fog, especially this time.
Roll me a
Let me see.
Spidey sense roll or something, some kind of nature reference.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll
does
use
this
my,
seem expected? Does it get foggy in the forest?
well, I mean, all right, I'm going to use, my wisdom and knowledge of having lived here in a similar forest most of my life, knowing what waterways are nearby, the temperature. I rolled a 15 plus 6 plus 7. So I rolled a 22.
Okay, that seems pretty cool. 22. So with
Well,
that, it
it's
does
not
seem a
natural.
little odd that there's fog all of a sudden. It's not really late. The temperature for the day hasn't dropped. It does seem a little odd.
Yeah. was kind of standing there. I just pulled I grabbed my sword. I'm sure doing the bridge, I wasn't wearing my weapon.
And now that Jaren has said something, all of you have that creepy man, something's watching. It's kind of like when you touch a bug and then all of a sudden you feel like you got bugs all over you the rest of the day. Kind of
I
that.
whisper.
You can't ditch that feeling.
I whisper something to Squeaks, and she scuttles off into the woods, looking. I tell her to seek out whoever is watching.
What does your nose say, my folk friend?
I'm definitely sniffing, and I would ask what the direction of the wind is, because
I forgot to tell you that earlier. I apologize, man. You said that before. There is no direction because there's really no wind. It's really close in here.
So a fog is moving
so
without
then 30
wind.
feet only, no double for downwind. That's cool.
But a fog is moving with no wind, basically.
Well, it's not really moving. It's just kind of
rolling.
arrived. It's just there.
Are we thinking about camp if we're being nonchalant about this thing watching us?
Well, I don't think we want to camp here if we feel like something's watching us.
Camp on the bridge. Well, do you want to try to get out of here? Just pack our shit and go. This was the whole reason we built this thing, was to get across this ravine.
Yeah.
This fog is making me nervous.
So
I think we should remove ourselves as much as possible from the attacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say we just continue on until we a little faster, maybe
So
get a little cuts on
the
us.
bridge. The bridge is done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll say, boys, I think you need to move your ass.
So
Blaze
Bellum
goes.
is going
Who's
to
Blaze?
guide dinner across as carefully as is possible, and just to get ready to move across. Now, are we having the other two that were with me wait behind, or are you guys crossing first and I'm crossing last? What's the...
Well, we would look actually with Annalise and myself having been on the other side, we probably would have seen if there was enough space where we could bring the cart over first, and then, assemble our order. Maybe I would think there's probably some room. If there's a ravine here, there's probably the trees aren't right up to that edge. I don't think.
Well, that's a question. I guess.
There's you have no concerns over weight limits on the bridge.
Well, I mean, just
No,
like,
we're
is
talking
there
about
room on the
space.
other side? Is there space on the other side for us to bring the cart over first, and then we
I mean, it would.
I mean, I
Probably-
guess I'm just why do you need to do that? Just go over the damn
cross?
bridge.
All right, we go over the edge.
Yeah, we're
I
Hey,
we're
suppose
this
it would
is
look
troll
more-
lords. People have died in rivers.
It would probably look most natural if he just walked the donkey and the cart across the bridge, and the rest of us just.
Oh yeah, we're
That
hightailing.
was
just
now.
fine.
following along.
Let's get out
All
of
right,
this
okay,
fog.
so we're moving.
So we've managed to cross the bridge. Woo! You get on the other side.
Yay.
You are now
Where's that confounded
on
bridge?
the other side of the bridge. Where's that confounded bridge?
Yeah, let's just hightail it out of here. Just get out of this fog.
We still feel like we're being watched.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, and it felt like it was on the side of the bridge I was on.
Everybody
Okay.
be on alert as we're walking.
Okay.
How hard would it be to take that bridge out real quick?
Let's not take it
Just
out.
put all that work into.
As someone pointed out a while back, we may need that to get back.
Okay.
I would whisper to my friends to see if they think it's a good idea or not. We could always take the cart around the way and wait for whoever we think is following us to attempt to cross the bridge.
Well, we
Catch
can-
them unawares.
We'll see if they follow. I mean, one of us can hang back for a few feet and just look. I'll do that. I'll let everyone go ahead. Maybe like Annalise can lead, and I'll stay behind. I'll let the party get like 50 feet ahead of me, and I'll look and I'll kind of just crouch and hide. I have the ability to hide, so
Mhm.
I can do that. I can conceal myself.
Okay. Do you need to make
so,
a roll
yeah.
for that?
It's a dex roll. So,
All right, let's do that.
but you guys see me as you guys kind of get out of sight almost of me. You see me crouched down on all fours. I put the hood down with the wolf's head, and at a quick moment, you almost think that it's an actual animal there on the pathway. I'm on all fours, and oh yeah, it's easy enough. It's a 15 plus 6, 7, 8. 15 plus 8.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's
So he kind of melds into the thicket, which is not, I mean, there's so much thicket, it's so dense. And you guys make your way down the trail, continuing on what you believe to be southward. How long are you going to stay there, Drogwin?
I'm just gonna wait literally like not even 5-10 minutes.
Okay. Is the party going to continue, or are you just going to go off a ways and kind of hang out and see what happens?
Oh, my idea
Yeah.
would be to kind of get around the corner and then slow our pace so that it still sounds like we're moving because the wagon makes a noise. Just to get, but just go like
Yeah.
slow
That's a
enough
good
that they
idea.
hear me moving, but not fast
Yeah.
enough that we're creating distance from our friend.
The creaking wagon's actually to our benefit right now.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are moving along slowly. The fog is still there with Drogwin, but the party, you seem to have walked out of it. It dissipated. It's clearer again as you're slowly, ever so slowly, but quite squeakily making your way, not super far and fast away from Drogwin.
Does Squeaks come back to me with any information?
Oh yeah, huh?
Squeaks comes back to you, but has no information on anything that she's seen, because all she's seen is thicket, trees.
So I'm just gonna wait like the 5-10 minutes. If nothing comes, I'm gonna hightail it back to the group.
Okay. You hightail it back to the group, and you also notice the fog has dissipated by the time you catch up to the group.
Let's get out of here.
I remind everyone that there's a lot of water and a lot of rations on the wagon. Feel free to nosh from my stores as we move along if you feel the need to.
Eat on the fly.
Yeah. So you continue on, and it does. You get to that point where you're just kind of getting a little slappy. Your eyes are tired. You've been on alert ever since the lovely thicket men spliceborn attacks. You're still. I'm picturing each of you kind of deep in your thoughts. Kenrick in particular, as you reach a break in the road. And by break, I really mean sort of almost a clearing, which is, it's a kind of a circular clearing. The trees sort of bend inward as if almost like they're trying to swallow the final remnant of this road that once was a busy thoroughfare. There's an old signpost on the edge of the clearing. It's weathered. It's covered in strange mushrooms. And it's on what you would believe to be the western edge. So as you're headed south, it will be on your right. There's another part of the clearing. There looks to be like a fire pit, like a stone ring, very old, been there, well used, charred, blackened. There's some like stumps, like sections of log pulled up. Some are rotted, some are not as rotted, but everything's here is old. It's been through seasons. And what do you do?
Well, the signpost, does it have any directionals on it?
It does. It has 3 arms upon it.
I can't read, but what does it say?
Death, painful death, really painful death,
and really painful death.
So you guys go over there and look?
Yes.
Okay. So you go over to the signpost. One arm points south, where the narrow path wanders off into the woods, and it says Keshem and Von Brecht Manor. One points west into the wilderness, into the thicket, and it says Roslow. And then one points north, back the way you came, and says Post Road. Which makes complete sense. Like, this seems to be aligned with what you would expect to see here. Yeah.
Well, this is the place that that stinky guy told us to be a good spot to camp, according to messages that I got in a Discord.
You do recall that Bernard did say that there would be one for sure safe place along the way if you needed to camp since you were leaving, halfway through the day. And that would be at the signpost. And he said it's a place where people pull off and camp. And as advertised, there's the fire pit and there's the signpost.
He
Well,
neglected to tell us about the ravine, though.
he did.
Weird,
Sure,
right?
I'm sure there's a lot of things he didn't tell us.
As soon as anyone mentions setting up camp, kind of like it's a routine. I'll pat dinner on the side. We move over to a safe place in the area. I pull out my large tent that fits 5 people and start setting up like a Roman style pop up tent with the whole with the Legion colors on it and the whole 9 yards.
Does it have little banners?
Oh yeah,
I need little banners.
Little banners on the
with
tassels.
the 2-headed eagle symbol from my shield all over. Yeah, it's perfect. And I set that up right next to where the fire pit was.
He's getting ready for a graduation party. Yeah, and you can pull your cart off, away from the trail. It's a good-sized clearing. The sky is darkening. It's still cloudy, but still, thankfully, dry.
One of my skills allows me to find shelter or forage or forage for myself. So I assume I can find a good place for us to just to confirm this is a good place for us to stop and camp.
Okay. You need to make a roll for that?
It's a wisdom check.
Okay, let's
Called
do that.
Nature lore. Okay.
Very good. So this is going to tell you, does this place seem safe, dry, defensible, all of that cool stuff.
And actually, I have the same ability, so I would assist Annalise. I see what she's doing. I go, all right, I'll help you.
22 prime.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a quick scout about the clearing, look around, poke your head into the thicket, maybe take a couple steps in. Everyone's like, no. And you have a good feeling about this place. The fact that it's a clearing, you've only been in this thing for like half a day, but man, you're like, oh my God, air. And it's been quite a half a day when you think about it, things you've seen and experienced. But it does seem it's a little open. There's no, if something comes out of the thicket, it's going to be right there. So from a defensible perspective, it's not a tactical advantage of any kind, but it's dry. There's plenty of room to stretch out. You can have a fire. There's a fire ring ready. There's the stumps of charred, burned, wood in the fire ring, and looks like it's all the area around the fire ring, even though everything's old and worn, it looks like it's all tramped down, like kind of bare dirt, like grass hasn't grown there in a long time because of many feet being there. And it looks like the only thing that's missing is a sign that says please camp here. So no need to be suspicious of anything.
I'll just start a fire. In our search to make sure it was safe, I was picking up a lot of dried dead branches and shit.
Yep.
And I'll start a fire, seeing as the other guy was already setting up his ballroom. And
how big is this tent, Bellum?
It's the large tent
5.
from the player's handbook. So I believe it's like 15 feet by 15 feet.
Nice.
It's like a little pop-up. 5 people could comfortably sleep in there. But if no one else joins me, I'll pull dinner and my cart inside the little tent.
Wow.
But if anyone else joins, they're welcome to. But essentially, I'm going to sleep laying across the cart in this covered thing with dinner in the tent.
Not his first road trip, people.
No, apparently not.
He's got a system.
And
it smells like ass in here.
Before I actually lay down,
right
once
there.
everybody is settled in, with my last few points before I lay down to attempt to rest, I'm going to cast the Faithful Watchdog spell, which is going to bring a large Mastiff with as many hit points as I have at my max, being 47, an AC of 18, and it has a bite attack, does 2d6 plus 3. So it has a 100-foot diameter circle that it kind of watches around us, but it only attacks anything that comes within 12 feet of it. So I'm going to have it kind of wander around the tent and around the campfire for the 7 hours that it stays, and I'm going to bed.
That's an amazing spell.
All right,
was
so
That's a very
Bellum-
powerful
Third for
spell.
Druid, fifth for everyone
Bellum
else.
has a plan. Jaron, what are you gonna do?
Donkeys and dogs.
Yep. Would probably want to. I mean, probably want to have like an extra set of eyes on watch. So I would propose we, in addition to the watchdog, we have at least someone, alert at all times. I can make first watch. If anybody else wants to join me. Otherwise, probably get settled in for the night. And
I'll take last when the dog starts to wear off.
Yeah,
I can
we have.
take second.
I just literally look at the dog. I just say, I think I'm gonna get some good sleep tonight. And I just grab my big, huge, my fur cloak and everything. I'll actually go and just lean up against the signpost and make myself comfortable.
Okay. So Jaron was at first watch, Annalise second. Is that what I heard?
Yes, sir.
And then
Okay.
Bellum.
Bellum was taking the last, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
And in case anything interrupts it, said I would have one spell point left while waiting before rest is complete. So
Excellent.
Because that
Always
one.
good to have that spell point handy. In case somebody's wondering too, Blaze, you're working off of a mana pool system for
Yes.
your magic, whereas Annalise, you're working off of traditional, if you will, kind of Vancian spell slots. Same, and then same for, of course, Kenrick is casting using runes, but they're still based off of a kind of a Vancian, like availability of power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So that's one kind of cool thing about, and I know other systems have multiple ways, but I like that about Castles of Crusades, right? You can absolutely customize with rules and mechanics how you manage your world of magic. So that's a pretty cool feature. Let's see. So I got Drogwin, I got Jaron, Annalise. You're going to snooze until it's your turn.
Yeah.
Same for Bellum. What is Kenrick doing with all of this bedding down? You guys have eaten your dinner.
He's going to he takes out a small little box that is has runes carved all over it, and he flips it open and starts kind of going into a similar meditation as he did before, and he's basically trying to see if he can figure out I think he's going to try and figure out if this is the road that they are supposed to be on.
Okay. Is there a certain magical thing you're doing to determine this?
Yes, this is his augury box. So he's trying to use the runes to perform an augury.
Yes. So this is one of those, roll the bones or read the runes, and is what I'm about to do what I want to have happen, or is this going to be, woe or weal, sort of, trying to prognosticate the outcome of an upcoming scenario situation.
Right.
So, roll some dices. I got to get my rune magic book out in PDF form because my hard copy has not yet arrived, but it's on its way, I'm told.
Just before anything bad happens, Wiley, part of my searching was to find a suitable tree for me to sleep in. I don't sleep on the ground.
Okay. You sleep in a tree, so up a tree?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, and that's totally totally cool. You can climb. There's a bunch of the big darkenfold oaks here and there around the edges of the clearing. Rune lore.
It's funny. I was going to do that, but I decided I was like, I'm going to hang out by everyone just in case some shit happens. But yeah, I was going to sleep in a tree. I was just worried about, what's in the tree.
Here we go. Rune lore.
There's room in the tent.
And let's see. so hungry. Bear with me here, guys.
Oh.
So, Jaren, is yours seated? Where are you? Are you near the tent? Are you like what's going on?
So the dog is patrolling around, making a loop around the tent, right?
Fire, yeah.
Okay. I suppose I'm just kind of over by the campfire, just keeping it going, and got my elven ears on, just listening.
Listening. What's this called again, Rich?
It's the augury spell, but we kind of morphed it a little bit by putting it into the rune box instead of an actual spell that needed to be cast. So
Yeah, I remember doing all that. Where does it live? Are you in the PHB or the
no, it's
adventures?
It's in the adventure backpack.
Looking in the wrong doggone book. Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, well, you probably could have found it in the PHB. It's actually just essentially the augury spell that a cleric gets. So it's basically a yes or no response.
Yeah, I was trying to. How do we determine success?
Automatic.
That's what I'm trying to remember. I think it's just
There was a die roll. I thought.
Yeah, it's basically well, for a cleric it would be a wisdom check. We said based on charisma, a rune mark being a charisma character, we'd use charisma in place of wisdom. So he'd basically get a +8 charisma's apply. So the challenge level is up to you, obviously. So
Magic 8-Ball says answer unclear.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we're gonna make wisdom, or well, in your case, charisma. So go ahead and roll.
All right, so 13 on the die +8 would be a 21 against whatever your CC ends up being.
Yep. Okay, I made it kind of difficult because this damn blasted dogwood thing, which is whatever this is. So, it gives you like the thing I do in the next 30 minutes, is it going to be successful or not, is kind of how it's written. And so I'm looking at it like you're trying to focus on, like, we're going to take that trail because that's the road we're on. Is that the right thing to do? Is that going to end well, or is it not?
Right. Yep. Exactly.
And you get the sense from the the runes kind of glow, and you feel that familiar vibration that goes through you as your runes glow and you do your machinations. And you're looking around, you're looking at the trail, and you realize there's fog rolling across the clearing from out of the thicket. Jaren, you would notice this as well, just slowly rolling across the thicket, or the clearing. And you have this sense that the road, like, that's the trail. Like, you were coming this way, you're going to the manor. That's the direction you should go to get to the manor. It feels like, yeah, man, that's... Yeah. That feels like, yeah.
All right. So after he kind of completes that, he nods to himself, kind of seems much more visibly accepting of everything, and packs up his stuff, puts it all back together again in his backpack, and then proceeds to head into the tent, grab some more chow, and beds down for the night.
Okay. So the fog is wafting across, and enveloping the clearing. And again, not a dense, like I can't see, 5 feet in front of my face or whatever. Not, but it's for sure foggy. Drogwin, you're sleeping, and your mind,
Hopefully, yeah.
your mind. Your mind tells you, and by tells you, I mean you kind of you're having a dream of some sort. But it's weird because from your viewpoint, you look down at yourself, and you're Bellum. You have the armor, you have the legionnaires, tabard, the heraldry of his, all of that. And
Boy.
you have just you're in some kind of conflict, an argument. You're holding almost like a little golden ring in your fingers, and it's got blood on it. And there's a man in front of you clutching his face, and there's kind of blood trickling down his arm and down his cheek of his face as you hold this ring, and you realize it's a like a piercing of some sort. Maybe perhaps you've snatched it. What happens next is my question for you.
Oh boy. It's a dream. And do I see dinner in the cart? Where
You're just kind of in this
I'm
place
just
with
right
this
there.
dude and this, ring in your hand, and he's like kind of screaming in pain.
I
Apparently,
think,
you've ripped it out of his face, this piercing of some sort.
if I'm standing there looking at this thing and he's holding his hands up to his face, whatever, and his blood, I'm assuming the blood's coming from his face. He said it's a piercing type, like an earring type thing.
Yeah, looked like maybe an eyebrow piercing or a nose ring or something.
I just I don't know, maybe I have a natural reaction. I'm in his body. I'm in a somewhat weird situation. It's a weird dream. But I probably put a booted foot up and I just maybe kick him away, push him away with my foot to the ground, and I would probably turn around and try to walk away.
You're standing there, and you put your foot up, and you realize you even have his shield with the symbol of Augustus with you, and you are absolutely pissed at this man. And you turn to walk away, and you kind of hesitate. It's like there's more. Why are you so pissed at this man? You're holding, and you like throw the ring down in disgust, and you look at this man.
Is he dressed the same way I am?
No, he's not a fellow centurion of Augustus, right? It kind of feels like maybe you're in a tavern.
Well, the only thing I've ever done in tavern is fight and kill people. I would probably draw my sword and try to stab the guy. If I'm feeling angry,
you say anything to him? Why are you so pissed?
I think I just say, I don't know why I'm doing this, and I'll just short sword or whatever, gladius, whatever he's got. I probably try to stab him with it.
The scene resets. You're standing there looking at this guy. He's clutching his face. There's blood running down his arm, down his cheek. You're holding a golden ring with a bit of flesh. You're in a loud tavern. There's gasps. Eyes are on you. You're standing there. Your shield is beside your stool. Your short sword is at your belt. You're in your full garb.
Yeah, I'm like, if all of a sudden I'm like seeing like a well, killing you wasn't the answer. And I'm gonna maybe hold the ring out to him and say, "Is this yours?" And what does he do?
The scene resets. You're in the tavern. Eyes are upon you. Your shield is there with you. Tabard, armor, sword at your belt. This man is clearly in agony as he holds his face, and blood drips down as you hold this piercing with flesh attached to it. Just a bit. Blood dripping. You feel almost defiled. You're so mad. You're like you've been violated to your core of your beliefs, your soul.
I'm going to walk up to him and I'm going to pull his hands away from his face to see his face.
Yeah, he's got a big hole where his eyebrow once was. And it looks like maybe the other part of that is the ring you're holding in your... It looks like you've snatched the piercing out of his face.
But it's not my face. It's just some random person's face.
Yeah. And by all accounts, you visually appear to be Bellum.
Yeah, I figured that. So nothing. So it hasn't reset. I pulled his hands aside, and it hasn't reset. I look at him and say, "I'm sorry."
Goes black. Everything grows quiet. Your eyes flicker open. You're leaned against the tree, the signpost. You try to shake the fog from your mind, only to realize that it's there. You stand up quickly because you see three Spliceborn make their way into the clearing.
Those are the Spice Girls that we fought before, right?
Annalise, you have this dream as you're sleeping. Your mind fixates on jewels, you look down at yourself and you realize you're... Okay, this is awkward. It seems like you're Kenrick. Like, holy cow, this is pretty trippy. You've got this pouch on your belt full of runes. There's beautiful gems. There's chalcedony, a couple of moonstones, some garnets. You know you shouldn't have them, but you do. You're glad you have them. You took them. They're not yours. And inside you, as you're picturing all of this, there's this burning, aching, twisted, itching desire for knowledge. Almost like it's a place you can go to sate your desire for knowledge. What do you do?
I take out a handful of runes and throw them on the table in front of me.
Okay.
And I try to see if the runes can tell me why I'm having this dream and what I'm meant to do.
You're Kenrick. Those are your runes now. You've taken them. You shouldn't have, but you did. You couldn't help yourself. Your hunger, your thirst for knowledge. Scene goes black. You are in a room. You're Kenrick, by all accounts. You know you're not, but you look down at your body, and it's Kenrick. There's a pouch, heavy with, and it's open. You can see in it beautiful gems, chalcedony, garnet, runes. The runes are carved in stone. They're almost like what do you call that? Typeface, single runes carved in stone. And again, you have this guilt eating at you, but it's overpowered by this craving for understanding and for knowledge, and this place you wish to get to achieve this knowledge. But there's this level of stress on your mind. What do you do?
Is there anyone else around me?
There's not.
Is there any indication of where I may be?
There is not.
Is there an exit to where I am?
There's a door from this. You're in like a room with a table.
Okay. I open the door.
It's a hallway.
I go down.
Looks
the
like
hallway
you're
to
in
the
like a
next door.
small house.
I go to whatever the next door is, and I open it.
Okay. It leads outside.
Is there anybody around outside?
It's a city. Big city.
Is there any sign of violence in the house that I just left?
You find your master's butler stabbed on the floor of your master's quarters.
Does it look like Bernard?
Does not. It looks like your master's butler, who's not Bernard.
No sign of my master or anybody else from the household?
You hear this just enraged yelling and screaming from upstairs. The sounds of, it's like someone is like going through things, looking for stuff, throwing shit, like a tantrum.
I run up the stairs.
Your master is like tossing his bedroom.
I go up and grab.
What did you do to the butler? He points at you and screams bloody murder at you. Why did you kill the butler?
I didn't kill the butler. You killed the butler.
I didn't kill the butler. You killed the butler. And there's something about he's not telling you everything. What do? Your master is a noble in a large city, wields great power and influence.
Are there any weapons nearby? Do I have any weapons on me?
You do not.
I use the pouch as a makeshift flail and hit my master in the head.
The scene goes dark. It replays downstairs at the table with the pouch, the runes, the guilt, the stress, the noise of someone's losing their mind upstairs. It's the sound of your master.
Do I remember what just happened before this?
No.
I do the same thing then.
Go upstairs.
Go upstairs.
Confront your master. There's the dead
Mhm.
body.
Mm-hmm.
You throw the pouch or whap him with the pouch.
Yes, sir.
Goes black. Your eyes pop open. Oh, it's my turn for watch. You sit up straight. You look around. The foggy clearing. The fog is back. What is this fog? It's cooler. You make out the shadowy form of Jaren, seated, looking quite alert and on watch. You see Drogwin stand and looks like he's about to draw his weapon, and he has this look of fear, terror, and bravery as he's about to pull his weapon. Hang on, I lost my page. Hate it when that happens. Loose papers.
How long into our rest time did this occur?
Almost immediately.
Like right when we started. Basically, if we fall asleep and all this is happening to us.
God dog it. Hate when I do this. I'm the worst at keeping papers straight. I don't know why, but it's a fact.
So I woke
Okay.
up.
I got it.
Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah, Drogwin, you stood up and you're like, there's 4 of those Spliceborns coming. Very, very concerning. Hang on. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
No, I'm just trying to figure this out to begin with. Like something's messing with our minds. I hate magic.
Okay. Found the page. The air around you clarifies. And by you, I mean each of you. Making it easier to breathe as you emerge at last from the dense fog. But instead of the darkened forest and the clearing, you find yourself on the bank of a river. Instead of your bedrolls and blankets, each of you find yourself in the arms of a human man. His eyes are closed, his face utterly serene, contented, confident. Instead of your clothing, each of you, your body, and you're seeing this individually yourself. You don't see each other. Each of you is wrapped in a cloak of crimson, red hair tumbling like a waterfall of fire down the side of your face. You've spent months biding your time, letting the serpent of Tarvish grow comfortable. He lies beneath you now, squinting his eyes shut as his mouth opens in a wide yawn. Tied around his tongue is a red thread in a simple knot, indenting the tongue slightly. You are Ulissa von Brecht, Red Cape the Good, and you've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. Jaren, what do you do in this moment?
I'm going to grab that ribbon and untie it.
You're going to untie the ribbon?
No.
Is that what you said? You're going to untie the ribbon. Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
You're going to untie the ribbon.
I think that's what I've been waiting all these months to do.
He said it, folks. He's untying the ribbon. All of you, each of you,
written all that story down.
each of you sees the serpent of Tarvish, the dictator who sought to bind your power and cage you, howls in agony as his body contorts. You're already on your feet, dagger in one hand, red thread gripped tightly in the other, but he makes no move towards you, only coils inward on the ground, on the shore of the river, as his body begins to dissolve. In a matter of moments, the serpent is gone. A whiff of smoke. Where he lay, a red puddle leaks among the river stones, bleeding a slow stream into the Tarvish. The thread in your hand pulses with a power that makes your teeth chatter. And before you know it, your feet are flying, carrying you effortlessly over fallen logs and boulders along the water's edge. You set your sights westward upon your home in the darkened fold and sprint to freedom. once more. Thank you, friends, for watching session 2
Oh,
of Blood and Briar.
oh God, you suck.
Appreciate everyone hanging out today.
Oh,
We'll get this video up on YouTube in a few days, and we'll be back a week from today on Twitch right here in this very same place
the 14th.
on the 14th. It is the week after that we'll take a little break while the Hobbit is vacationing. So session 3 next time, a week from today, 2 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for hanging out. Blood and Briar, written by Grace Carras. And that ends our session. Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wiley.
Have a good one, guys.
The end.
Bye.
Yeah.